Oh. 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 I'm very hungover. Yeah. Hello. Anybody watching? Very, very hungover today. I was fine this morning. I got up. I was like, oh, I feel good actually. Had a Mackie D's breakfast. Was like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'll be fine. And now I'm like, I want to sleep. I tried sleeping. I can't sleep. Nothing's working. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with this stream. Anyway, hello. Yeah, so we got a bit of news during the night. Whilst I was out partying and, you know, like buying bottles and bottles of champagne and everything. Mountain Dew. It's officially sponsored. There was a few news drops. So small news. I mean, the biggest one was a new Dune trailer, Dune Part 2 trailer dropped, which I was quite surprised about actually. I didn't see that coming a mile off. I thought we still wouldn't get one for a little while, but I guess it comes out soon. I don't know when, but we'll check the dates and everything. But yeah, let's get on with the show. We'll get on with it. Glad to be streaming. The videos are doing well. The new videos I've been doing, sort of the clip-up ones, without the sort of over-the-top introductions and heavily edited and everything. I just kind of enjoying doing this sort of sit-down talk, sort of streaming thing. I mean, my David Corrin sweat, is he our new Superman video? Got quite a few quite a few views. I'm really happy with that. Got 300. Don't know if I'm supposed to show this on screen. 330 views, 3 likes, and then our new Superman and Lois. Sorry, I keep getting texts this morning. For some reason, people want to talk to me on a day like this, and yeah, no, it's been good, and got a few subscribers as well. Got like 200. I think it was 294 the last time I checked. I can't even see the screen. 294. There we go. We're nearly to 300. I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the future of the channel. I'm really enjoying making this content. So, let's start with the first bit of news, which is minor but quite interesting. I don't actually know the context of this, so hopefully this is going to answer it. John Roker and Jeff Snyder, they do the Hot Mic podcast, and it's quite popular. Jeff gives a lot of like leaks and everything, you know, kind of telling us all the behind the scenes stuff. And Jeff, I guess, or John, has a little bit of news about the Fantastic Four casting. And obviously we were told a couple of weeks ago that Adam Driver and Margot Robbie were locked in to play Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. But apparently that's not happening now. Apparently it's not happening. I don't know the full reason. I've heard bits and bobs that it could be because they're too expensive. And, you know, the way money's flowing around the Disney lot isn't great at the moment. But let's watch this video anyway. I'm really interested to know.
We wanted to put this on the rundown before we take a break here. Fantastic Four rumors, Jeff. What are you hearing about Fantastic Four rumors? Of course, you know, we've heard Adam Driver. We've heard Vanessa Kirby, who is about to be one of the stars in the new Mission Impossible movie. We've heard quite a Margot Robbie. We've heard all these names. Jodie Comer being kicked around. Adam Driver seems to be the one that's the solid one so far. But Paul Mescal, Daveed Diggs.
I was quite excited about Adam Driver potentially being Mr. Fantastic and sort of the new face of the Marvel Universe, like Robert Downey Jr. in a way, because I think Mr. Fantastic is going to be the leader going forward. That's if the MCU continues the way it is. But it feels like a lot's changing behind the scenes.
What are you hearing now with the Fantastic? What's the update here for Fantastic Four?
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this movie. It sounds like every name that gets rumored gets shot down a few weeks later. So here's what I understand it to be.
Ooh, here we go.
First of all, the only role that it sounds like is sticking is like David Diggs, I guess. If that is in fact, if that rumor is in fact true, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when I asked someone about Fantastic Four, they
Sorry, I think I just had a knock on my door. Need to go check. There was no one.
on 3 episodes I have to cram in of seeing just softcore porn or hardcore porn for 4 hours. I don't know if I can.
Do we not watch? I watch porn.
Solid one so far. But Paul Mescal, David Diggs. What are you hearing now with the Fantastic? What's the update here for Fantastic Four?
I don't know what the fuck is going on with this movie. It sounds like every name that gets rumored gets shot down a few weeks later. So here's what I understand it to be.
Ooh, here we go.
First of all, the only role that it sounds like is sticking is like David Diggs, I guess. If that is in fact, if that rumor is in fact true, I don't know.
Yeah.
But when I asked someone about Fantastic Four, they said, let's see. Like I said, it comes down to money, and so I think Adam Driver may have priced himself out.
Wow.
That may have been the situation. He may have just started asking for too much money. I don't know why, because 65 flopped, and quite frankly, that Francis Ford Coppola movie, which is very expensive, is also going to flop.
Yeah.
I don't see any world in which that possibly makes its money back. So I don't know why he would turn his back on this if it was in fact his, or drive a hard bargain.
I think Adam Driver doesn't really want another typecast role, because he's typecast as fucking Kylo Ren, isn't he? It must be difficult kind of choosing what to do.
But, you know, maybe he just heard that because that Sue Storm role is sort of seen as the role.
Yeah.
That they want to, that they're willing to pay for that, but they're not, willing to pay his quote. I don't know. I don't even know what his quote would be at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, maybe he was in when someone else was going to be Sue Storm. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. And at this point, it's not that, how can I say this tenderly and respectfully? It's not that they're moving down the line in terms of like lower quality. It's more a matter, because Vanessa Kirby is a damn good actress who's been Oscar nominated. And, Grace Randolph has mentioned that she's probably the choice. If she's the choice, maybe Driver wasn't 100% on board with that, but he was much more on board with Margot Robbie, or maybe the initial choices were on board. I mean, him and Comer having been in the last duel, and that really didn't do well. Is that a concern? I don't know. With all of it, it may have been like Emma Stone priced herself out possibly on purpose, and maybe Adam Driver priced himself out possibly on purpose. And I'm not going to let it go that me and you maybe messed this whole thing up by talking about it and the money, and a lot of rumors that maybe we affected the casting, and we are in trouble, maybe, possibly.
No offense, John, but you're not affecting the casting of Fantastic Four. Sorry, guys. You don't influence what the MCU, Marvel, Kevin Feige, and that are going to do. No offense against them, but you're not influencing that. I mean, granted, higher ups get to see the early reactions before it's even properly announced and chosen, but you're not influencing anyone.
I refuse to believe that.
The other, let me tell you, and someone else reached out to me and floated this possibility that they've been hearing, that if Adam Driver doesn't commit to this, and again, this is not sourced or vetted or anything, that Joel Kinnaman is apparently in the mix. Do you think? I mean, I think that's such a not a good choice.
No, Joel Kinnaman is not in the mix. There's no way. All right. Don't get me wrong, Joel Kinnaman's a great actor, and I've loved him in everything I've seen him in, but I just can't see him playing Mr. Fantastic.
Choice, not because Joel isn't a good actor. Joel doesn't put butts in seats. So if it's a Joel Kinnaman, Vanessa Kirby, Daveed Diggs, Paul Mescal, are you maybe a little more curious than you would have been if it was Adam Driver, or does that not quite move the needle for you?
First of all, I love Joel Kinnaman. I'm like the #1 Joel Kinnaman fan on the planet. Okay?
Fair enough.
I've watched Joel Kinnaman movies the last 2 nights.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Wow, how random. Okay,
It's the same movie I watched twice.
which what is it? A porn movie? No, what was the movie?
It's his new Nick Cage movie, Sympathy for the Devil, which I'm under embargo. I can't talk about it, but I watched it a second time, which should say everything. No, Joel Kinnaman is not going to be Mr. Fantastic. That is absurd. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people keep saying, like, why wouldn't you try to chase Gyllenhaal? But I guess if you can't afford Driver, then how are you going to get, Gyllenhaal should cost more than him.
But I don't understand that, because you look at their box offices and, like, they're not that strong overall, So how are they demanding?
Who has a strong box office? Who would be appropriate for that role? Not many people.
The Rock.
I guess you're right. Do they default back to Krasinski and Blunt after all of this? Do you think they go all the way back down? Not down in terms of quality, but just back to square one.
He's got a point, because I feel like people are pretty much sold on fucking hell, he just said his name, the guy from The Office, like, being Mr. Fantastic, and kind of that's what Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, like, suggests to a general audience, like, right, this is what your Mr. Fantastic basically looks like, this is who's playing him, and then his real life wife as well, playing Sue Storm. I don't know, I do like Emily, but just think could get someone else.
What pleasing the internet, as David Cornsweat pleased the internet for Superman fans, do they end up defaulting back to Krasinski and Blunt and paying them whatever they ask?
I mean, it's a distinct possibility.
I mean, that's the way you get people back on board, is you go back to the fan cast, the original fan cast that everybody was on board with. Yes, so you smooth things over. Maybe you adjust it that they've been around a little bit longer, because both of them are a little older, in their mid to later 30s. And so it could work. And then fans might be a little more excited for Fantastic Four in this way, possibly. I don't know. Throwing it out there.
Fantastic Four is going to be really hard to sell, I think, because it's been so long since we've seen an iteration of it. Granted, apart from John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and everything, but in terms of the film, I don't know. It's going to be a hard sell, depending on the story and everything. But yeah, that was all the Fantastic Four sort of talk and everything. I don't think there's anything else I want to go over in this video. But yeah, I think Fantastic Four is going to be really hard to sell. I think it's going to be a very hard film to cast, which it sounds like it is. I'm not a massive fan of Fantastic Four, in the comics and animations and whatever. The movies I remember as a kid, but I wasn't like the biggest fan of them. They just kind of existed and they were fun. But to make it like a serious major change in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's going to be hard to sell that. And that's why they do have to have established actors in it. They need recognizable actors, at least playing the two main roles of Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. So yeah. It is Sue Storm, isn't it? I'm not making that shit up. Yeah, Sue Storm. It's interesting as well that, apparently, oh my god, I'm forgetting people's names. What's she called? The girl, Gwen Stacy. Emma Stone. Apparently Emma Stone turned down the opportunity to play Sue Storm. Apparently Emily... I'm so hungover, man. Apparently Emma Stone, turned down the opportunity to play this character. I think she would have been great. I think she would have been really interesting in Sue Storm, and she's notable. People recognise her. Obviously, a lot of comic book fans know her better as Gwen Stacy. But you know, she's got a lot under her belt now. So we'll see. We'll see where this Fantastic Four casting goes. Obviously, it's not going to be announced at Comic-Con. It's probably next year's D23. There is no D23 this year, but there's probably going to be an announcement by then. They need to get this going because this film has been in the works for too long now, and I think people are going to start losing interest. And I also think the delay is not just to do with we need to find the Fantastic Four. I think it's, you know, everything that's going on with this guy, Jonathan Majors, you know, may have just scored a big win. Whoa, domestic violence and everything. Like, we don't know the evidence. We don't know anything. But, you know, I think this is holding down their plans as well. It's like holding up. Well, that's why their plans are messy. Like spaghetti. Like the multiverse of the DC universe. It's like spaghetti. It's all over the fucking place. They were leading up to him being the new big bad, but it might not be going that way anymore. And it doesn't matter if he's proven innocence. There's been too much controversy around him, and people will form their opinions, and people will still not go and see these movies because he's in it. But there has been an article that's come out recently, if I just find it, talking about how Jonathan Majors is quite... it has been known to be toxic even before his massive career. I mean, this is a tweet I found. A new report from Rolling Stone shares how over a dozen sources have claimed that Jonathan Majors allegedly abused two of his romantic partners, one physically, both of them emotionally. Full details on the direct. We'll have a quick sneak peek, but you know, that's what I think Fantastic Four and a lot of Marvel TV shows, films are delayed indefinitely because of all this. I think there's too much going on behind the scenes, so they need to sort out their new plan. I mean, we've got Deadpool 3 coming out soon. Well, they're filming at the moment. There was a little behind the scenes, by the way. But yeah, I think we're going to be waiting a little bit longer for any more Fantastic Four news. So yeah. What a prick. Anyway, bit of Tron news. I really loved the last Tron movie. It was my introduction into that world and to the first film and that, and I really loved it. But Evan Peters, the X-Men and Dharma actor, has joined the cast of Tron Ares, with Jared Leto. I can't even say it. I'm just going to call it Tron 3. But it says Jodie Turner-Smith and Evan Peters rumoured to have joined cast in key roles. So Jodie Turner-Smith is probably in this as well, if that was rumoured a little bit a while ago. The trade report doesn't disclose any details about Peters' role, but Above the Line, which is the podcast we just watched, has heard that he will play the villain. Do you know what? I feel for Evan Peters a bit because he keeps getting typecast as these fucked up people, like American Horror Story, like he's always the bad guy and that, or really messed up. Did Dharma, and I don't think he was happy with how people responded to that, because instead of being horrified by this very real life serial killer, people reacted like, oh, he's so funny in it, oh, it's really funny and everything. What I've noticed with the world recently is that people have no heart, and I think that's a problem playing these mass murderers and everything, and serial killers. And I think Evan Peters wants to move away from that. He's like, I'm done with that shit. I want to be like a villain, but in a sci-fi sort of funny, you know, weird looking world. And I don't blame him. So good luck to him. Good luck to him. What else we got? Should we talk about The Flash? I think we'll do all the little bits first, and then we'll talk about Dune Part 2, which I haven't watched the trailer for, so you're gonna see my first reaction to that. So The Flash. So apparently The Flash has finally made its budget, and that's by the third weekend. Also, we've heard The Flash is going to digital on July 11th, which is very soon. Warner Brothers have fucking lost loads of money, man. They've lost so much money with this film. It's really, really good news that they didn't do those massive reshoots, getting rid of Ezra Miller and replacing him, which they did consider. I know Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti say, no, we were never thinking that. He's our Flash and everything. But the studio is the boss at the end of the day, and they would have gone, can we take him out of the film and replace him? And the obvious answer is no, because it's very fucking difficult to do that. I do, and apologies, Ezra Miller is they, not he. If I just said he, their pronouns are they, them. So, yeah. I'm really gutted. I'm still so gutted about the reception to this film. Because I'm having to tell people in all walks of life, like, have you seen The Flash? And they go, no. I'm like, and I'm like, I can convince them. And all I say is, Michael Keaton is Batman in it. And they go, oh, wasn't he like Batman? Isn't he like old or something? And that's literally the selling point I have. So if these guys didn't have the fucking selling point, which was Michael Keaton, isn't it, by the way, as Batman, returning as Batman after 30 years, then these other people I know are not going to see it. They just have no interest. There's nothing that interests them about to go see in the film. Obviously, a lot of the Snyderverse fans are like, the Snyder Cult, sorry. The Snyder Cult, they're called. Are like, this is why Snyder should be at the helm. Zack Snyder cast Ezra Miller as the Flash. This film is based in the Snyderverse. Well, the top of the film, anyway. The first half an hour or something like that. It's very much a Snyderverse film. So I don't know what the fuck you're complaining about. Just unreal. Just Snyder people are just unfucking real. And I'm not going to hear the end of it. But anyway, so it made... So at the moment it's standing worldwide 216 million. Fucking hell, man. 216 million. That is fucking bollocks, isn't it? And people are saying, oh, James Gunn should watch his back. Why? It's not James Gunn's project. It's not part of DC Studios. Aquaman 2 won't be part of DC Studios. Fucking Blue Beetle won't be part of DC Studios. His head is not on that block until Superman Legacy comes out. That's when his head gets chopped off. That's it. None of these. Warner Brothers don't give a shit. They're not going to make a sequel to The Flash. They're not going to make a sequel to Aquaman. I don't know about Blue Beetle because James Gunn was very thorough saying he is the first character in the DC universe, this version. So the film might not be included into the DC universe, but the character is. And I think he wants to keep that. So Flash had a budget of 200 million. And it's only made 206. So it's made just a little bit over, a bit 16. Is it made over about 16 million? Is it? Yeah, 260. No, it's made a bit more than that. I can't count. Yeah, well, it's basically made its budget. Cool. I might actually go and watch this again. I might go and watch The Flash again. I did enjoy it. I don't care what people say. I did enjoy The Flash. Seeing my boy Michael Keaton return. Where is he? It's up here. Little shit. There he is. There's my boy Michael. And I've even got the fan on so I can make this really like dramatic. Watch. I'm still waiting for my Batmobile. I'm still waiting for my fucking Batmobile, man. Like, I ordered this Batmobile about fucking 4 months ago, and they're saying, oh, the stock hasn't arrived. Mate, I've seen it in shops. Where the fuck is my Batmobile? Where's my Batmobile? I understand the Batwing, because that... Actually, no, I don't, because I saw that in a shop. Where the fuck's my Batwing? Where's my Batmobile? Where is it? So yeah, I'm still waiting for that stuff. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen, but that's all the Funko Pops, Batman, and the McFarlane statues, Ben Affleck bike, and the '66 Adam West car. I love toys. I'm gonna have to wrap this up quick because I'm starting to drag like quite a bit. How long have we been streaming? Half an hour. That's pretty good. And I feel like I've got really bad ear pain, man. That's what happens when you're out till 3. Anyway, Andor. This was a nice little bit of news, actually. Andor. I really liked Andor. I was very late to the party with Andor. I think it's a terrific show. It's a completely different side, a different way we've seen Star Wars and that universe. But wow, I really liked it. Like, the fact I liked all the meeting scenes, you know, the 15-minute fucking meeting scenes with the Imperials, but I was like hooked. That's unheard of, man. I remember Stephen Moffat when he was doing press for Doctor Who, and but it was before he was just about to take over. It was at Comic-Con. And he always talks about how in the original trilogy, you know, the Clone Wars is mentioned, and as a kid you were like, oh, Clone Wars, like, oh, there's big battles, and oh my god, can you imagine the fights and everything? And then it turned out to be a bunch of meetings in the prequels, which is true. Like, there's a lot of meetings in those prequels, and Andor has quite a few meetings. But what Andor does right is there's reason to be hooked into those meetings and everything. There's development in the story, whereas the prequels, I don't know, they were just like, oh yeah, the Trade Federation route, and boring as shit, you know. So Andor ups the ante. But I just really love it. When they first announced Andor, I was like, oh, really, this guy, this dude, this guy here, he's great in it. I really like Diego Luna. I love him, and I really love the cast in Andor. And you just gets the sense of that pressure of the galaxy and the Empire in this. I to be honest, I'm getting a bit bored of the Empire in the fucking Star Wars universe. Like, not just in TV shows or film, but like video games. Like when that new Star Wars game was announced recently, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. It's like, oh, the Empire, yeah, I was set between episode 4 and 5. Like, it's like, just fucking move on. I want to know about the High Republic. I'm really interested in that. When I was at Star Wars Celebration, they were talking about Acolyte. They didn't show anything, by the way. But it was very interesting. And also, I know someone that works on Acolyte, and, you know, won't tell me much, you know, about story and that. That's fine. But the High Republic idea sounds so interesting. You know, Acolyte is set like 1,000 years before Phantom Menace. Or was it like 100 years, whatever? And the Sith start resurfacing. The High Republic is like the biggest form. We saw that, you know, we're seeing that in Acolyte. Jedi Survivor, we saw the High Republic. I was so engrossed with those characters and that storyline. I want to know more about the High Republic. Don't give me a fucking audiobook. Don't give me an audiobook. But I'm very excited about the High Republic. And, you know, them concentrating more on that. Andor gets a bit boring because it's the Empire, but it's a different faction of the Empire that I don't think we've seen before, and that's why I really like this show. Anyway, combatmovie.com. Andor Season 2 set photos suggest Cassian Andor will be paying a visit to the prequel planet Naboo. I love Naboo. Naboo starfighters are the best ships in the fucking galaxy. Mandalorian drives one. Shut your fucking mouth. Like, it's the best ship, and my brother still has my starship, my Naboo starfighter, and it was the best thing to fly in a video game. So shut your fucking mouth. It was the best one. Despite the ongoing WGA strike, scripts for Andor Season 2 was supposedly completed prior to, I just spat on my screen, prior to that starting, and work now continuous on the Disney Plus series. They don't give a shit. It's Tony Gilroy and everything. They're like, yeah, I'll keep writing. I don't care. This week's cameras have been rolling at Heather Castle in Kent in England, a location previously used as a stand-in for Naboo in 1999 Star Wars The Phantom Menace. The fan who took these photos was reportedly told the castle was once again doubling for Padme Amidala's home planet, seemingly confirming we're finally returning there. It's really funny, this whole planet returning thing, because when it was announced, like, we're going back to Tatooine in, was it Mandalorian? People are like, yeah, Tatooine, woo, you know, and then we just kept going back to Tatooine. So I wonder with this, we go back to Naboo and people go, oh my god, and then we just keep going back to Naboo, and then people fucking lose their shit. You know, Star Wars theory will come online saying, there's no bricks, it's Star Wars, you know, that sort of stuff. I think there's quite a few bricks in this picture, actually. What takes us back to the planet, which was such a crucial part of the prequel trilogy? We haven't been there since Padme's funeral, and with several years having passed at this point, we'd be very interested to learn what's become of the planet in her absence. I think Jar Jar Binks is going to be an Andor. I think Jar Jar Binks is going to be an Andor season 2. I'm putting that out there. Last time we saw Jar Jar in live action, where was he? At Padme's funeral. On Naboo. Jar Jar out there hiding. We're getting fucking armored Bess. Not just as a Jedi saving Grogu, but as the Jar Jar Binks. I know it's happening. I'm starting to lose my shit now. So here's the pics the fan posted. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, so that's been used before. That's interesting. I mean, what have we got? I mean, you know, some kit and everything. But yeah, no, I can. Yeah, that would be cool. I think I've been here, by the way. But yeah, they're setting up for Andor season 2. Very small location, but can you imagine all the graphics they're going to put in it? And well, that's if they've got the money. Yeah, so there we go. Andor season 2. I'm very excited for this, and I think I'm going to do it again where I'm going to wait till all the episodes come out and then binge it in a day, because that's what I did with the first season. I didn't watch it for quite a while, and I kind of regretted that, but also, someone's at my door. Missed it. I'm just going to go and answer the door quick. Yeah, it was just the delivery guy. Oh, I had a package for my fiance. Oh. But also, it was our anniversary not too long ago, and they sent the wrong fucking flowers. So I had to go and argue with them, and then they sent some new ones. So actually, it wasn't too bad in the end. So yeah, Andor, way, Andor. Oh, Gotham Knights, Two-Face. Did they do it? It's not too bad, actually.
Tails, you live. And heads, you don't. Oh, Jane.
Heads, you live, and tails, you don't. I don't know. The CGI looks good, though. Give them that. More news. The Boys. The fucking Boys. Season 4. This is from Eric Kripke, by the way, who I think runs The Boys. Update. When season 4 drops depends on how long the WGA strike goes. No answer yet. Tell the studios to make a fair deal. Fucking too right. To take this thing off, here's a fun art from Series 4. We spent hours making ourselves laugh with this stuff, and it's never even seen on screen. Never even on screen. Never even on screen, and it's never even on screen. I love it. So yeah, boys, we're still waiting for it. Fucking hurry up. Tom Cruise. Now, Tom Cruise, I love Tom Cruise. I really do. And there was this really... do you know what? I love Tom Cruise. I do love Tom Cruise. And I didn't used to love Tom Cruise. I just used to think Tom Cruise was... Well, he was Tom Cruise. So, to see him and his passion for film and just giving the best experience for an audience, you know, treating the audience as a customer, it's just amazing. It's just like, he's just so... He loves film. I mean, look at this shit. Not that one. Look at this. Indiana Jones, fucking Oppenheimer, and Barbie. Look at this man. He is so fucking happy to be at the films. And then Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie went to see Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, and Oppenheimer. So, you know, it's like, oh, it's love, man. It's all love, and I love it. I really do. And Tom Cruise, fair play. Oh my god, they got a cool shirt. Barbenheimer, yeah, boy. Yeah, to be honest, I could just make that. I'm not spending 20 quid on something that's probably badly printed. But his love for cinema just really gets to me. Like, I do like the man. I really do, and I respect him. And I know that sort of audio leaked of him arguing and everything with some crew, but it's because they were breaking fucking COVID rules. Like, that was the reason he was losing his shit. And I've worked on TV sets where people have lost their shit because no one's following COVID protocol. And it's very serious, and it causes, like, even if one person got it during that time, so much would shut down. It was ridiculous. But anyway, this new little featurette has been released. And it's really interesting. Apparently, I guess it's after he jumps off the bike. He does some sort of really extreme... What was it called? Like, extreme skydiving? Oh, speed flying. That was it. Speed flying. I've got the clip from Andover.
These stunts for Mission Impossible. With Tom, there are no limits, so we become a little bit more adventurous every time.
See, no limits. No more limits. Let's do it for real. Fuck your CGI. And, you know, I think that's why he's looking forward to Oppenheimer, because Chris Nolan's got to nuke a fucking town for real at this point.
Tom's doing a sport very few people on this planet do. It's called speed flying.
And I know some of this is exaggerated, by the way. It's like really over the top, patriotic, like, oh, what a hero in cinema and everything. Look at him, he's doing the real stunts and everything. But I love it. I love it. I love it, mate. I love it.
Fine.
It's a very beautiful and delicate sport.
But it also is one of the most dangerous sports in the world.
Fucking hell, man. Look how fast. That's me dropping into Warzone. Trying to ping onto a location. I haven't played Warzone in 6 months.
But it also is one of the most dangerous sports in the world.
Damn.
While it may look similar, speed flying is not skydiving. Skydiving is fairly predictable. Speed flying is incredibly unpredictable.
Oh.
It's a very small canopy racing down a mountain just feet off the ground.
Any sort of crosswind could put Tom in peril.
We're gonna do spirals. And we're landing in at incredibly high speed, over 80 kilometers an hour.
It's like an episode of Kitchen Nightmares, isn't it?
We've been training for a few years now. And we're always looking for what's the most dynamic way to shoot this.
He's got a point. That's really, it's not easy to film that sort of thing and for it to make sense on screen, because it looks quite extreme, this.
Coming up with the stunt is only one of the technical challenges. The other is putting a camera in a place that you can see where Tom is operating the speedway.
You can't get close to this with a helicopter or a drone.
So we had to develop a gimbal system flying along with.
Fucking hell, man. Look at this. This is why Tom Cruise is badass. Look at this intricate sort of setup. That's crazy. I like this guy on the right. Ooh, ooh. Fuck me. That is so intricate, isn't it? That is like, wow.
Gimbal system
Filmmaking, man. Love it.
flying along with Tom. You had cameras hanging off of both sides being operated.
There we go. There's it operating. Wow. And then it's being operated by a helicopter, or... Oh, wow. Oh, that is amazing, man.
With Tom, you had cameras hanging off of both sides being operated in a helicopter.
What's going to work is here's you, here's me. This is what we need.
Cheers for the advice, Tom. Cheers. What's going to work is here's you, here's me. So you're going above it.
We need. That's one of the things of doing practical action. We are at the mercy of weather. And it's too dangerous.
I would have gone for it.
The wind's dropping now and it's only going to get better.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm ready.
Confirming you have picture now.
Picture's good.
3, 2, 1, action.
Tom is airborne. Tom is airborne.
Flying very close to rocks.
I'm seeing this shit in IMAX. I don't care anymore.
Looks quite beautiful. Behind the scenes, we were all in absolute terror.
Behind the scenes, our insurance policy wasn't going to cover this. Fucking hell. I bet this was like one of the last things they shot. Oh no, it's the first. The bike jump in the trailer that they did in the Lake District as well is the first thing they did, I believe. So this might be the last thing. I don't know.
Ending, Tom had to be flying towards the camera vehicle. That meant that Tom had to hit the exact mark, or it can end in disaster. It is truly a one-of-a-kind adventure.
Wow. So he sticks the landing. Spoiler. And I guess he meets someone there. Fucking hell. It does make a difference, doesn't it? It really makes a difference. Like, it being practical and the actual actor and everything. That's why Mission Impossible works. That's why it's still successful to this day. That's why they're making this a 2-part Mission Impossible. Which I'm excited about, because it means they could develop a little bit more The problem with the Mission Impossible films is that there's no time to develop the story and just let stuff burn and, you know, just be slower sometimes. Be slower. Can you imagine in another universe? This is the Mummy franchise that Tom Cruise started up, and it's working really well. I think that could have worked, by the way. Oh yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that for sure. July 12th. Yeah, I'm seeing Mission Impossible. That'll be the first Mission Impossible film I see in the cinema. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. Right. Dune Part 2 trailer. Wow, I did not expect this to hit the interwebs out of nowhere. Where was the tease, man? But this, yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching this. So let's watch Dune Part 2 official trailer 2. They need to come up with different captions.
This world is beyond cruelty. You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades. My family's been fighting them for centuries. And they were massacred. Alongside my father.
Your father didn't believe in revenge. We believe in Fremen.
Let me fight beside you.
Reload!
Oh, the music!
He said that.
I got that. Thanks.
Yeah, I got that, babe. I got that shit, babe.
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
Oh my god, Zendaya talks in the film. What the fuck? Zendaya talks in this film. She's not turning around anymore, and it goes, you know, something like that. So that's good. Fucking hell, that was annoying in the first one.
I won't be fighting for him. I'm fighting for my people.
You young pup.
Oh,
Do you believe in Paul?
it's like fucking honey in my ear.
There are signs. The prophet. Why is that a bad thing? Use it. Because all my visions lead to horror. Because you lose control. Because I gain it. Johnny, do you believe in me?
Paul Atreides is still alive.
Christopher Walken, Florence Pugh. Oh, the tone's changed.
With this prophet. Show me who you are. Your father. Was a weak man. Look who's back from the dead. I will do what must be done.
We gave them
I will Dune. Must be done. Alright, I'll carry on play the trailer. Fuck, man.
something to hope for.
That's not hope! I will love you as long as I breathe.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
He who can destroy a thing has the real control of it.
Damn. Look at that fucking cast, though. Damn. Ah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Oh, it looks good. No idea what's going on, but it looks really good. It's already got 4.7 million views in 16 hours on Warner Brothers Pictures YouTube. Ah, yeah, baby. I loved the first film. I really loved the first film, so I'm very excited to see where Dune takes us next. I haven't read the books. Shut the fuck up. I don't need to read the books. Oh, that was a good stream, wasn't it? Oh, that was really good. Oh, there's so much more I want to talk about, but to be honest, I need to go and freshen up. I need to tidy my fucking house. It's a shit state. And I need to post 2 videos. I think I'm going to post Fantastic Four and maybe Dune Part 2. I'll check it back in. See how it goes. God. Tell you what, why don't we do... Why don't we do a tier list? We haven't got every single one of there. Trying to find the Flash. Oh. Yeah, got it here. Cool. Why don't we look at this tier list? What am I gonna go for? Thank you very much. Ooh. So rating the DCEU as it is over at the moment. Obviously can't include Blue Beetle, which is down here because that's not come out yet, so we're just going with what's been released. I'll try and go in order of the releases, and if I remember, to be honest, but yeah, let's have a look. So obviously Blue Beetle haven't watched, so can't include that, so we'll just put that in there straight away. Just double checking Aquaman 2's not in here. Nah, Aquaman 2's not in here. Right, so let's start. Man of Steel. What is That's Just Joe opinion? That's Just Joe's opinion on Man of Steel. Oh shit. Let me do that again. Man of Steel is an alright movie. It was very life-changing for me when I saw it in the cinema, because I was like, wow, DC are going to do something completely different. And then they went too different. Because the second film of the DCU was Batman v Superman, Let's Fucking Rush to the JusticeLeague.com. That is going in. Ah, damn. I am going to put it in D. There are elements in that film I like. The extended cut is much better because it provides more subtext, context, everything. So Batman v Superman gets delisted. Right, what came out after Batman v Superman? I think it was 2016 Suicide Squad. And I'm going to put that in C because I enjoyed the movie. Fucking hate Jared Leto's Joker. Love everything else about it. I just love the feeling of it. The music in it was great, and I'm not talking about the Eminem track in that. I mean the soundtrack for the film. Purple Lamborghini, the Lil Wayne song, to the flame, I talk to you, I'm just a sucker for pain. That one, and Heathens by 21 Pilots. One of the best songs in the world. And like the first time I heard that song, I was like, I love this band. And I saw them at Reading 2016, around the time this film was coming out. Loved them. And I've been going to see them since. Right, so after Suicide Squad, what was next? I think it was Wonder Woman. It was Wonder Woman, wasn't it? Wow. Yeah, it was. Bloody hell. Wonder Woman is going in A. Wonder Woman is such a fun film. It's brilliant. Definitely not the same director from Wonder Woman 84. What the fuck happened? I mean, we'll get to that in a minute. But Wonder Woman is such a great film. I love Wonder Woman. I can watch it again and again. And actually, the first time I watched it, I didn't see it in the cinema, Wonder Woman. I must have just missed it. But my partner bought it for me on Blu-ray, and it was my birthday. We had a Wagamama's and watched Wonder Woman. It's great. Literally, that's such a cool memory of our relationship. Like, it's one of my favourite memories, just sitting on the floor with like a makeshift bed in our old tiny flat, just watching Wonder Woman, eating Wagamama's chicken katsu curry. Great memories. So I think that's why it's an A as well, because I have really good memories associated with the film. There's no way it was Justice League after Wonder Woman. No fucking way. It was, yeah. So Justice League is going in F, because that was dog shit. Me and my partner, we saw Justice League in the cinema. To be honest, I wasn't really hyped for it. I wasn't excited. I was maybe excited for Ben Affleck as Batman. But man, what a shit movie. I'm going to watch it again tonight, actually. I'm going to get drunk and watch it on my own. Should I do a video on that? That'd be good. What came out after this? Aquaman? It was Aquaman, wasn't it? Let me... DCEU release order. I feel like I'm cheating now. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League. It is Aquaman, then it's Shazam, then it's Birds of Prey. So Aquaman, again, really enjoyable film. It's going next to Man of Steel, though. It's that same level of excitement I had. And again, I didn't see Aquaman in the cinema. I saw it on DVD. I always thought I'd see every single superhero film in the cinema. Just lose it. I just lose track. Especially then when I was trying to develop my career and everything. Like, I just kept running out of time. What have we got next? Let me check that release order again. Yeah, Shazam. Right, Shazam. This is going to be so controversial. Oh shit. Oh no. I fucking love... Oh, sorry, that's the wrong Shazam film. Wait, let me do it again. Let me do it again. Oh shit. Oh, I love Shazam. Oh, it's such a funny movie. And it's when all the Snyder cult people asking for the Snyder Cut to be released were like, yeah, what you done to the DCEU? He's done nothing to your DCEU. You ruined it because you're all toxic pieces of shit. Yeah, I love Shazam, man. Love it. Love it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. What came out? And then it was Birds of Prey, yeah. Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. Yeah, okay, cool. So Birds of Prey was the last DCEU film pre-COVID, I believe, wasn't it? So Birds of Prey, unfortunately, that gets a D for me. I loved Ewan McGregor in it, but I don't know. It was just a bit of a ploddy film. There was just no heart, really. It came out in 2020, February 2020. So yeah. Also, the film didn't do well because the fucking title, Birds of Prey. People were like, what's that? And then it's called Birds of Prey: The Emancipation of One Harley Quinn or something, and then they renamed it during release Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey or something here in the UK. It's really weird time to be alive. So after Birds of Prey, there's a little movie called Wonder Woman 84. It was fucking dog shit. Dog fucking shit. Wait, can I add a row? Add row below. Yeah. Dog shit. Let's do dog shit. DS. Alright? Dog fucking shit. Get that shit in there. Don't ever get out of there. It's terrible. It is one of the most terrible fucking films. Not just a superhero film. It's just terrible. Why is she fucking a guy that is possessed by Steve Trevor? Yeah. Like, oh my god. And just Gal Gadot cannot fucking act. She can't. I'm sorry. Wonder Woman works because she's more of an alien to the world, so like her performance and that really works well in that sense. But when you've kind of integrated her into society and she's been around for over 100 years with human life with humans, like mankind, she should be just like sort of normal. But she's fucking weird. She can't act for shit. I'm sorry. Gal Gadot cannot act. Apart from the first Wonder Woman. She's really good in that. She's shit in 84. Sorry. I just get really emotional about it. Sorry, I'm hungover. Okay, what came out after that? What came out? Fucking hell. I don't even remember. Was it The Suicide Squad? Well, where does Zack Snyder's Justice League fall into place? When did that come out? I need to find this out because it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. They haven't got it on there, have they? No. Zack Snyder's Justice League came out 18th of March 2021. When did it come out? I've forgotten. 18th of March 2021. The Suicide Squad came out after, didn't it? Yeah. So, Zack Snyder's Justice League is the next big one. It's really hard, man. Sorry, I forgot to put Justice League in dog shit. There we go. It's really hard. Okay, I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to put it in C. I'm going to give it a fair shot. It is good. But you're all fucking insane if you think he was going to release a 4-hour version in cinema. No one would have gone and watched it. And I'm sorry to say, it's very fucking boring. It's really boring. If you have the time to watch a 4-hour film, go for it. Me and my partner, we were prepared. It came out at like 8 PM here in the UK, and I had to stay up till 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like midnight, after midnight, and watch it. And she went, it's still shit, as the first one. But I said, it's actually a lot better. I was like, I do like it. There's some stuff in there I really like. Some more story stuff. The design of Steppenwolf is so much better. The sort of explanation of who Darkseid is, great. The fucking ending kills me though, because it just jumps forward in time and they're in the nightmare situation and it's awful. And then they bring Jared Leto's Joker back and it's yeah, because that was not part of the original. We know that was Snyder's vision going forward into the other films, so he just threw that in there. I think that fucking ruined it for me, to be honest. It was just thrown in there. It's just like, don't need that scene. Just do it as you originally intended, like you were going to go and do a nightmare film or whatever. Anyway, too much happened in the film as well. There was too much going on. Right. So, what came out after The Suicide Squad? Fucking yes. The Superior. It is so good. It is fucking amazing, The Suicide Squad. I don't even need to talk more about it. It's brilliant. What came out after that? Peacemaker. Fucking top notch. Top notch show. I know, both James Gunn projects, but that's what happens when you get a really good creative in and can smash it out of the park. Great. I fucking hated Peacemaker and The Suicide Squad. He was very jarring to me, John Cena. Peacemaker, the TV show, changed my mind completely. And I can see why Gunn thought, do you know what, this would be a good TV show, you know? Right, Black Adam. Man, this is gonna be fucking huge. This is, oh my god. I don't know if you all saw my reaction to Black Adam. It's on my YouTube channel. It's very short. Go and watch it. It's yeah. I was shocked how much I liked this film. And for that reason, Black Adam goes in B. It's a fun movie, man. It's a fun fucking movie. And I could watch it again and again and again. Fuck it. I'm going to watch Justice League and Black Adam back to back to Black Adam. Right, so we got our last two. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Oh, I feel really bad, man. But it's going in F. It's fucking awful. Again, the performance switch of Zachary... Is it Zachary Levi? Zachary Levy? Zachary Levi. Why is he not in tune with the younger Billy? The first one I get because Billy's literally a kid, so that performance is pretty spot on. But it's so awful in this one. But hey, there were some funny moments. I liked seeing Rachel Zegler in it. I've loved seeing her career grow since West Side Story. She's just been cast in Paddington 3, so obviously Oscar contender already. But yeah, I was disappointed. There was bits I liked in it. They killed off the fucking cleaner from Peacemaker. That pissed me off. And here we are, the final film of the DCEU, apart from Aquaman 2. The Flash. And bear in mind, I've only seen this film once, so my opinion could change. Which way that is, I don't know. Yeah. It's a B for me. I do enjoy The Flash. I like The Flash. I think Flash is really fun. But fuck me, it has an awful ending. And we all know what that is. So yeah, there's my ranking. There's my ranking of the DCEU on the tier list. Look, DCEU has been a bit hit and miss for me. Mainly misses, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not me saying, God, Marvel's done such a better job, because they fucking haven't. They haven't. But I genuinely believe like DCU has some really nice stuff, like the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Wonder Woman. Shazam is completely different from what Marvel's done. Again, it's not about comparing. And I'm really hoping that when this little film comes out, Blue Beetle, this just jumps there. I do. I really do. And even if it gets to there or there, I'm happy. It can't be there in dog shit. It can't be in dog shit. It has to do well, this movie. It has to, because fuck me, like The Flash losing so much money to audiences not turning up is so heartbreaking. Because I also think Keaton is pissed off with James Gunn and Peter Safran coming in and taking that structure away of him being the new DC Batman, and you know, people being excited about it. But to be honest, Gunn has made the right decision, because even if the DCU was carrying on, I don't think for a second people aren't turning up because they know James Gunn is rebooting it. That's not how the fucking world works. Like, I'm sorry, it's not the case. So I think what it is because just no one gives a shit about The Flash. And unfortunately, not a lot of people think Michael Keaton should be Batman. And also, general audiences be like, I thought Robert Pattinson was Batman. There's going to be too many Batman. Let's keep it simple. I don't want James Gunn to do a Batman for quite a while. I want Matt Reeves to do his trilogy. And then I want a new Batman in the DC universe. I just don't... it's a hard one. I just don't think it's about audience wanting to know the continuity. It's about quality. The reason the Batman and Joker work is because they are stand-alone in their own universe films. They are not connected to a greater world, or a universe in this case. They're not. And now you've got the fucking multiverse coming in, and you're really confusing people now. DC and Marvel and all those fucking places. You're confusing people. So we've got to stay strong. We've got to trust the process. I think Gunn is going to do something completely different with the DC universe going forward. And I'm very, very fucking excited to see what he does. Considering he did these two at the top and had nothing to do with any of this. That's why James Gunn is co-CEO of DC Studios. You could take it, you can leave it, but that is a fact. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there. God, we had a good stream actually. You know, we had 0 people coming. It's really good. I hope I am live. Oh yeah, I am live. Yeah. But yeah, no. Dune looks amazing. Fantastic Four. Oh, who gives a shit? And yeah, DC EU ranking. Ah, God, my tongue has swollen inside my mouth for some reason. Katie Sackhoff, who I met, has her first podcast out. No way.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me.
And you and I have been doing
Christian Harloff.
Or not this show, but we've been doing shows together now for over 17 years. So
yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that when it came down to it, it's a matter of like you and I.
I like the relaxed environment, by the way. That's really nice, actually.
Listen, this must have been probably, I don't know, about a month ago, which was so funny. So for people who want to know, we got on a conversation.
Need to sort their microphones out. It's a bit
We're
weak.
talking about just a bunch of different things. And I said, listen, I have an idea. And you go, if you are about to tell me what I'm about to tell you, this is going to be funny. And Katie, you had an idea you wanted to do a podcast.
So I wanted to do a podcast. I have been saying that I wanted to do
Her microphone's much better.
a podcast for so long that my husband was getting sick of hearing me say this. And finally I said to Robin one day, I was like, what do you think about talking to Christian about this? And he said to me, do not talk to Christian about this unless you are serious, because Christian knows what he's doing. And you have to be serious about it. And he was a little concerned that I wasn't serious, that it was like, let's get chickens.
Right. Well, but you take care of the chickens.
I do.
So
They're still alive. Well, some of them are still alive.
And you'll take care of this as well. But I think that to let people know kind of what the show is going to be, we also talked about it, and that's what I loved about what Katie was talking about, was that she didn't want to just do an interview show, which we will be doing.
Of course we will. But actors, have you met actors? There's only room for one in a room at most times. Actors are really, really obnoxious, myself included. And so I will be talking to actors, ones that I'm interested in, people that I know, and then people that I don't know that I find interesting, or that I have an interesting project that I want to talk to them about. But I also want to talk to just normal people. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to people that are living life authentically and having real conversations about what's going on in our daily lives, my child shit in a toilet this morning. It was really exciting. And she carried it all the way to the toilet and then waved goodbye to it. It was a big fucking moment.
And as much as you're goofing about that, which is 100%, like we talked about with the guests and the guests that we will have, which again, it'll happen. It's your experiences when I had you on my show, what people really enjoyed. Of course, they liked talking about Mandalorian and Battlestar, and you'll talk about that stuff. Of course you will, and you'll tell stories about things, but we're going to relate it to topics in your life and things that, like when you told that story about your daughter and how crazy it is, just parenting in general, that was the stuff that people really responded to, because they saw you. Yeah. And more people are going to see you on this channel and this podcast, and it's a combination. So if you're coming to this channel just for, well, Katie's going to be interviewing so-and-so this week, you'll get that, but that's not the overall what this show is about. Absolutely. This show is about your experiences, your things that you want to talk about, and topics that can help out other people.
Yeah, for sure. I think that one of the things that I've noticed
I do really like Christian Harloff. I think he's just gotten up in my estimations, to be honest, because I didn't like him after. I'm gonna get it up because it's too funny not to get up, really. But he just, yeah, since his Star Wars fucking rant, it was really funny. Yeah, it's when he argues with his producer on there because he wasn't invited to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to do promotion, but the producer's like,
Collider,
yes,
and they go, "Oh, it's everything."
Correct.
So everything that that
they already invited Collider.
Well, they think right. They think everything that Christina and Haley will see is that they will now go on Jedi Council and do it, and that's not how it works.
Part of doing your job
and
is
talk about
talking
it. Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm going to be stubborn and say I don't want to.
Okay.
I
You're
don't.
going to though.
What's that?
You're going to.
I don't want to.
No, because it's our coverage. Haley's got a lot of really good interviews with Imagineers that she's going to be posting.
So first of all, I don't want you to do that on the air. You can call me in afterwards. So you know what? So then someone else hosts the show.
I mean, to be honest, Christian had a point there. His producer didn't have to come onto the mic and just fucking berate him on air, to be honest. But I know that's how the show used to run. Look at Roxy Schreier. She's like, so what the fuck is going on, man? Oh, little whiny Christian.
Today. Someone else hosts the show today. You don't have. It's the second time you've done this. The first time you've done this, you burst in the door.
Just fiddling with something, but fucking string on the chair. She's probably texting someone like, "Please get me out of here."
Door. You burst in the door, screamed at us because we played the YouTube video and we didn't know it. That was the first time.
I went in to let you know that you had been taken off the air already.
I know, but you screamed at us for it.
I didn't scream.
You didn't? Roxy, did he yell at us?
I said, "Hey, you were off the air."
Roxy, did he yell?
Oh, fucking Christian Harloff, man.
Let us.
There's a clip. It's pretty.
The answer is yes.
You yelled at us, and you embarrassed us in front of Kate Mulligan, who was sitting here too. If you want to do this on the air, I'll do it on the air. I would much rather
you did. You started this on the air. You brought. You started the show by saying you're not going to talk about it on Jedi Council, which is your show.
Okay.
But you're not the producer of it, and
I am actually.
You're actually not.
Yes, I am. I'm actually. That was the deal I made with Fernandez. I'm also
actually, no,
just the same way you didn't know. The same way you didn't know that I was the fucking head of development.
Oh, here we go. Fucking head of development. The same way I wasn't fucking head of development. Oh god. This was 4 years ago, by the way. So Christian has come a long way since then.
When a head of content, you're like, oh, I think you're just head of development. I walk into Fernandez, I go, can you clear it up? Content and development. To which now is not the case. You are, and I get it. But first of all, if you want to do this on the air, we do it on the air.
Yeah.
But I am absolutely not talking about it today. You can have Roka host it. How about that?
I mean, if you don't want to host the show because
I don't want to.
Oh, I'm so sorry you didn't get to go last night.
You're welcome. See, you can if you want to do this again, we can do it all the only because you have the same thing, and what people also don't realize with you, you act hot-headed. You act hot-headed all the time.
You don't
you scream and yell at people,
content.
but you want to do it now. We can do it now.
You don't want to cover Collider's content, is what you're just saying on Collider Live.
Where is it? It starts differently.
I remember Dorina asking me, but I said to myself,
I mean, I would have been pissed if I wasn't invited and I was part of the crew, but hey, they did the content.
I have to ask Roxy. I said, on principle, I got to ask Roxy, and then I thought, wait, she can't go on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck that, I'm going to ask Dorina. And Dorina said yes, and she was there.
Also, I rarely ask you for invites unless it's a movie I really want to see.
It's true. And we'll talk.
Kaiju.
Yeah,
so.
we're going to talk about Godzilla for sure. We're going to talk about that.
What's Kaiju? Is that what they call Godzilla?
Kaiju is a Japanese monster movie.
Right.
That's what it means, but it also means monsters in Japanese.
Got it. Yeah, thank you.
So Godzilla is a kaiju, a type of kaiju.
Got it.
Yeah.
We don't have Hey Alex here today, but we have in the booth. Mark Riley is working as the Alex today. Hello, Mark Riley. No, okay, thanks.
The mic's over here.
The
I was
mic's
gonna
over
say
there.
you sound like you're very far away.
Yeah, he's in. I don't know where he is, but it was funny because, and I'm just gonna address.
Not gonna lie, I didn't really ever like Collider. I thought they were just all a bit pompous and everything. But I love Christian Harloff's show he does now and everything.
This once and then be done with it. So Frosty, Heidi, and Frank this morning, and we laughed because they said they're giving away tickets to Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge. And today I walked in and Roka's like, "Oh, here we're going to talk about Jedi Council. Was like, would you want to leave with this or Galaxy's Edge?" I go, "We're not talking about Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Not talking about it. I'll go, you know what I'm going to talk about Galaxy's Edge in 2 years when I go.
Yeah.
Because, am I a little butthurt? No, I'm a lot butthurt.
Yeah.
What, you asked to be invited, they said no?
It wasn't that. It was the fact that, like, and this is a thing to where I'm just business sense, to where arguably the Star Wars show itself.
Listen, I don't argue with you a lot. I argue with you all the time.
Yes.
On this one, you are 100%
Wait, let him.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what the argument is yet.
Okay,
So
all
let
right.
him-
So my thing is
You
the
can see
fact,
where it's going.
yeah, the Star Wars show.
I don't know where it's going.
Well, I'll get there. I promise. The Star Wars.
Where is this going?
The Star Wars show is the show because that is the Lucasfilm approved Star Wars show, and that's the show. I think that we Jedi Council has been one of the leading.
Mate, the Star Wars show is shit.
Hold on to your potatoes! This week, we've got everything you need to know about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. The digital, including social channels this week. Explore Archimedes' tomb with Indiana Jones and Helena Shaw on the search for the elusive Dial of Destiny. Let's just hope there are no snakes.
That's why they call it the jungle, sweetheart.
This week, the cast of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny stops by.
It's just so like. Not her, by the way. She's a presenter. She's doing a fantastic job. That's why I like Christian Harloff show. I used to like John Campion, but he's a fucking wanker, to be honest. I've given up with John Campion. Just alienates people, alienates audiences. He's a pushover, you know. But I like solo podcasts. My favourite podcast, to be honest, that's involved in all geeky stuff, is Mr. Sunday Movies. Like, it's one of the best out there. Because they're just not full of bullshit. They're not over fanboying on stuff. They're very honest. So yeah, no, they're definitely my favourite people that do this sort of content.
Star Wars voices for the last 5 years, right?
You can tell when you're at Star Wars Celebration
Right.
how big and popular that is. Yeah.
And we're one of many, but we're one of them. So I was confused, and this is and I want to make it clear that there's a different branch that between like the marketing, like so who we deal with for screenings and stuff too. They don't deal with the parks. They don't give out the invites. There's a separate. There was a writer, a freelance writer from Collider that was brought, and then she brought another writer from Collider. Jedi Council was not invited at all. So reached out, said, "Hey, we really would like to promote it. We'd like to talk about it." People who don't do any views on YouTube or
So
on
you-
very small sites yesterday.
Yes to what I said. You asked to go and they said no.
Well, originally I did not. There was just no invite that came for all the media, and then I just followed up once and said, "Hey, so yes, but
Did you get a response?
no." And so then I said, I'm not following up again. But I also said that I just don't. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go as a fan, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I want to go. But I'm not going to promote it anymore. I'm not going to talk about it.
What if you messed up and you think you emailed and you put like a Grandpa Harloff thing and you didn't even email them?
There's two things for that. For one, I know that I did.
Because that would be kind of funny.
I know that I did, first of all. Second of all,
this is Star Wars. He doesn't Grandpa Harloff
No,
Star Wars.
That's
my,
true.
My,
Good
my
point.
thing is, it's just I'm thinking more business sense than anything else too. If you know that there's all these shows out there, and like the sites are out there, why wouldn't you invite?
You're not
Jedi
thinking in
Council?
business sense, though.
I am, though.
You partially are, but then
Yeah.
you're not, and I'm going to explain. I agree. They should have invited you.
Right.
However, in a business sense, it's one of the biggest stories in Star Wars, and you're
Right.
going to go on your show. You're not going to talk about it. That's not you thinking business. That's you being.
Oh, I'm not thinking business that way at all. I said to lead this, butthurt wise, going to promote it when I go.
Yeah.
Because there's another reason. I don't want to report on other people's reports. I don't want to say like, well, Jermaine Lucier, who goes to fucking everything, he reported on this, so
But
I'm
if
going to
you-
go off his report.
If you had been invited and you couldn't make it, you would report on other people's reports.
No, I would have sent someone else for Jedi Council to be there.
If you guys
if we
could not-
weren't allowed,
if you were not able to go, you would report on other people's
Also,
reports.
and to Roxy's point,
yes.
on Jedi Council, you do report on other people's reports
100%.
about other stuff.
I'm not going to argue with anyone in this room that it comes from a place
Yeah.
of being butthurt.
Okay.
So when
So you're like a sad nerd right
so
now.
when the comments come in and go, "Oh, get over it," maybe I should. Guess not. Guess what? I'm not. I've been busting my fucking ass being a Star Wars fan.
I feel the same way about DC when things happen. I get it.
And so my thing is.
Oh, don't worry, Roxy. DC's nearly over.
I've been called shill. I get screamed at. So let this one. Let him.
I get screamed at in the streets. I get called a cunt. Yeah. Oh, I can't say that on live. Oops.
Let me be a fucking shill for this one. Let me go and experience this fucking thing. And maybe I don't even like it, but I wanted to go.
I completely agree.
I wanted to go, and the fact that it wasn't even. It would have been a thing. You know what? I would have still covered it if they wrote back and we said, "We're sorry we missed you on this one. Our spots are all full at the moment. Thank you for promoting us in general."
No response.
No response, and it's like, fuck off. It's like, and again, this is not.
Remember, the most recent thing they did to me was invited me and then uninvited me to a screening. So right now.
Yeah, because they didn't want you there, Roxy. Sorry, mate. They looked into your background. They saw you in those movies. Sorry, I'm hungover and I'm in a really harsh mood.
You got uninvited to a screening?
It's an invitation.
There's two different branches,
I'm
by
just
the way.
saying we're not chills.
No,
Clearly, I said that on air. You're saying this on air.
But there's two different branches too. Like I said,
Yeah.
the other side of it.
Wait, how does one get uninvited?
An email that says you're uninvited.
But Marshall, who I deal with all the time at Disney, might be the best publicist in the history. In the history of publicists.
Marshall is awesome.
He is the best, and he takes care of press. All this stuff. And I reached out to him originally. He's like, sorry, I just don't. That's not my branch.
Did he connect you with the person whose branch it was?
He gave me an email, but
he doesn't do the parks.
It's not. I didn't reach out to him and say, hey, can you put in a good word?
Right.
It's not his job.
Right.
It's like, so what he does well is he gets the press to things that that branch wants to do, and it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Let me
I
say
totally
this.
get why.
Yeah.
Let me say this too, is a freelance writer versus the host of Jedi Council.
It didn't make sense.
It should not. It's like I get one writer from .com, one person from Video.
Right.
Go. I've only met Christina Radish once. She seems like a lovely person, but Christina Radish should have not had a +1 that wasn't to you.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, and this is the confusion sometimes with. They see Collider,
yes,
and they go, "Oh, it's everything."
Correct.
So everything that
they already invited Collider.
Well, they think
yeah.
right.
We're to the point where I've seen this now. What the fuck is a beef brisket wrap?
They think everything that Christina and Haley will see is that they will now go on Jedi Council and do it, and that's not how it works. Right. Like, so I wouldn't want to take it away from Christina or Haley, because Christina was invited because she has connections. Her connection. So that's on her. Okay. And she took Haley, and Haley's a writer for .com. So I'm not.
A really good writer.
A great writer, and both of them should.
I didn't know it was Haley. I like her.
Wait, but why don't you invite them on to talk about it?
Well, I mean, at the time, again, it was we already had we had our show. We booked out our show a couple weeks in advance, and I didn't even know. So Doreena's coming on today, and I had to leave early and schedules and stuff too. And I don't even know if Christina is in. I don't even think she's in LA. I think she came in. I don't even know where she is.
I know you've admitted to it being butthurt, but I still think, Christian, like, if you, not that you're asking my opinion, but I'm going to give it because I guess that's why I'm sitting here. I still think you should do your part of doing your job
and
is
talk about it. Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm going to be stubborn and say I don't want to.
Okay.
I
You're
don't.
going to though.
What's that?
You're going to.
Still the best bit of the fucking thing. Just him, another producer, this guy, fucking everyone.
I don't want to.
No, because it's our coverage. Haley's got a lot of really good interviews with Imagineers that she's going to be posting.
So first of all, I don't want you to do that on the air. You can call me in afterwards.
No.
You know what? So then someone else hosts the show today. You don't have. It's the second time you've done this. The first time you've done this, you burst in the door. Screamed at us because we played the YouTube video and we didn't know it. That was the first time.
I went in to let you know that you have been taken off the air already.
I know, but you screamed at us.
I didn't scream.
You didn't. Roxy, did he yell at us?
I said, hey, you were off the air.
Roxy, did he yell at us?
There's a clip.
You know, we all create these glossy, like, best scenario images and videos online, and we don't let people see the real us anymore. We're so scared of that, and I think that I am craving that, and I don't want to continue to contribute to just that really, really shiny image that is social media. I want people to see the real me and the real me of the real, you know, guests that are coming on the show. Yeah. You know, I want to have different kinds of conversations.
Yep.
The name was not very easy to come by.
No, all the good shit's taken. You guys, I'm not kidding when I tell you I came up with no less than 50 names. Every single name is taken by another podcast.
Yes, but it was also a matter of like what was the right fit, because because the idea of the show, I think, is still what this show will be about, and which this is completely Katie's idea, what she wanted to do, and that was everybody has a perspective of somebody coming into what this is not just for a guest, but let's say a particular guest comes in, and you think that you know them, and you think you know everything about them, or you think that they know you, or they think that they know me, or they think they have an idea about it. But the goal is that at the end of the conversation, does your perspective change at all? It might not.
Yeah.
It might very well. It might just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was what is intriguing to me, but it was also what you just said, and that's like people learning your personality, because I've known you for a long time, and like of course people see you from Starbucks or Bo, and they automatically think, oh, I know her, but they don't. They know different. Like there's different things.
Absolutely, and you still like me, which is really it's a testament to how stupid you are.
We're working together. Yeah, we're working together now.
We never worked together.
No.
You know, it's true. And we wanted to. That was the initial idea that we came up with, was shifting perspectives, and then everyone we talked to was like, that sounds really clinical and really you know, sort of preachy. And so we shifted, and I was like, at one point I was like, I want to call it Just Another Podcast, because I'm so tired of trying to find a gosh darn name for this stupid fucking podcast. And then I was like, what? I just like, at this point, I just want to call it blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm so tired of this.
And Christian was immediately, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Well, because it's what it really is going to show what the show is about.
Yeah.
And that is you just talking, having a goal of what we want to talk about. Like, for example, today is really going to be about relationships in general, and how to balance relationships, and how to balance not just romantic relationships, just relationships in your life, and where it kind of takes you into. You had said something to me where we did like a test run that I thought was like where your life could be if one particular thing happened where you thought it was bad, and then it turns into another one.
Yeah, I think that that's something that's really interested me, that sort of sliding doors perspective of you know, we were talking about it in relation to, you know, had we dated for longer than we did, you would have never met your wife, I would have never met my husband. And those are like, I consider my family the most important thing that I've ever done. And had I gone left or right at any moment in my career, I would have never met my husband. You know, and I think that those are really, really beautiful moments. And I think if you're sitting at a place in your life right now where you like yourself, you can't regret anything that you've done and anything that's happened in your life. As much as some of those moments are incredibly painful, they all led you to where you're at and who you are.
But that's what I thought was so important about the conversation, that we did like a pre-tape beforehand, just kind of so we could get comfortable and everything too.
And it didn't work.
No, it didn't. You're lying. But no, but you what you had said was, I thought was so important, was that people will say that you can be in the worst place in your life, and something can happen. Go, this is it. It's never going to get better than this. And I'm in so much trouble mentally. Check out and everything, and you don't realize that's a storm. It's just a storm that will clear. And it ultimately, like for you, it allowed you. We've been in relationships that haven't worked out.
Yeah.
You are terrible to deal with. No, I'm just kidding. But no. But when it comes to people in general, we've been in those types of relationships, and then we get to a place where you have children, you have a spouse that you are just madly in love with, and it doesn't get there unless you go through the shit.
You have to go through the shit, and I think that people sometimes, you know, I talk to so many people that are stuck, because they're continuing to look at the moment that they're in as definitive, as like, this is what it's going to be. No, this is what it is right now, and it may suck, but tomorrow is truly a new day. And I think that sometimes we get so stuck in this that we forget to pivot. You know, we get stuck in what we thought it was going to be, or what it should be, or the amount of work we put into something, and so you don't walk away, or whatever it is. I think that people have forgotten how to pivot. When we were kids, we pivoted all the time. You know what I mean? Like, nothing felt permanent, because it wasn't permanent. You could change your mind all the time. And I think that that's something that happens as we become adults. We start to feel like we're stuck, and it takes away, you know, your choices.
Well, it's the responsibility that comes with it, right? So that you get the more responsibility, you start to get more anxiety, because there's more things, and especially when you become a parent. It's like, as we were talking about, it's like the thing is when you are, even when you're in your early 20s, or I shouldn't say early 20s, but when you don't have children, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in their early 20s that have children, but if there's in your early 20s, and you're looking for your career, and until you have children, it's always about you.
Yeah.
It's always about, and even if there's someone in your life.
I loved it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But
I mean, it could
There's
work.
that drive that you have that you don't have to worry about anybody else.
At all. At
Right,
all.
right.
Yeah, good on her getting her own podcast and that, and working with Christian Harloff, and he's a cool guy. I do prefer the more toned down sort of podcast, relaxed and not over the top like certain people. Oh wait, is it not audio only anymore? Oh no, it does say the John Campia podcast. Oh no, it's video.
I didn't hate it.
And that Tom Cruise cake.
Oh, and Tom Cruise sent us that
Oh
cake.
my God, bring me back some
You know
fried
what?
toasted cakes. That's what
it is. That's it. I'm gonna shill for Tom Cruise forever now because that damn cake he sent us. And so we decided that, since he's showing a clip and we want to help Scott promote this thing, we thought today we will put the video version of the show up on the YouTube channel, which we normally do not do because the John Campia show is no longer shot as a video show. I mean, we do record it, but we record it as a podcast. So, the production values, all the graphic work, all that kind of stuff is not the same as it used to be, so we don't put it up on the YouTube channel normally. So we put that up, the video version of the show today. And even though right at the top, I put a big pinned comment right at the top saying, hey guys, we're putting up the video version today because Scott was on and we were showing a clip and want to do that. Despite the fact the comment section is loaded with, yes, the video version is back. It's like, no. But I will say this. We are, I'll say I am contemplating maybe bringing the video version of the show back.
Nah, chill. Like, the best one is the water compilation. Where is it? This is Campure Exposed, by the way, and it's one of the funniest fucking channels. I think it's sort of satirical as well. Like, it's not taking every single point seriously. I mean, that's a bit messed up, to be honest, that thumbnail. So it is a bit of hit and miss, really. But there was a hilarious video of like John Campia just like drinking water, which is fine. You could drink water, but I thought it was really funny, and now I can't stop seeing him drink water. Where is it? Has a message. Lose another 1,000 subscribers. Where is it? I love that one. Midlife crisis. Where is it? What? John Campia calls Joaquin Phoenix a fruitcake. This one's brilliant.
You cannot die.
It's funny. Oh, where's the water one? It's brilliant. Where is it? Where is the water one? Oh my god. Shall I put John Campia drinking water? Oh no, they don't have it. Ah. What about John Campia cup, wasn't it? Campion's Cup. This guy's a bit too mean though. I can't see this.
Logan writes, sons and daughters of AMC, huzzah! You are great. My question, or position really, concerns Marvel Studios' intent desire to sign Joaquin Phoenix as Doctor Strange. I simply do not see the Sorcerer Supreme wielding the mousy timber that is Phoenix's voice. I think it is a mistake just as much as casting Glenn Close in Guardians, almost the single thing that took me briefly out of the movie. Besides Phoenix, who would you pick as the next Doctor Strange? Thanks, and keep bringing the filthy.
I generally don't like to address who would you cast as this, because there's 5,000 correct answers, so it doesn't really matter. I will say this, though, about Joaquin Phoenix. Would he be my first choice to play Doctor Strange? Probably not. But he's a world-class actor. We've seen this guy play a lot of different types and a lot of
see, just the way he talks is really funny, and it's just like, you know, he's got a really nice radio voice, definitely, but oh god, he's so annoying.
Whether it was, you know, playing the Emperor in Gladiator to playing Johnny Cash, from her to Buffalo. Would he be my first choice to play Doctor Strange? Probably not. But he's a world-class actor. We've seen this guy play a lot of different types and a lot of different people. Whether it was, you know, playing the Emperor.
Kind of like the AMC days, because it was just like, you know, rough and ready, and it wasn't all posh, and I just miss those times, to be honest.
In Gladiator to playing Johnny Cash, from her to Buffalo.
66.
Is it Buffalo?
No, he's not.
No, not Buffalo 66. Buffalo Soldiers. I think of Buffalo Soldiers. He can be almost anything you ask him to be. Now, my one thing that makes me think all this stuff about they're about to hire Phoenix as their thing. With him comes drama. Kevin Feige ain't about drama. And so that's the one thing that makes me wonder the validity about how close he actually is, or how much Disney actually wants him, because he's a bit of a fruitcake. I mean, a little bit.
Fruitcake, John.
He's a little. Look, I'll just say, with him comes some drama, comes the potential.
Got a point though.
Okay.
Nice. Angry Joe Show's got a reaction to the new Superman. I'm just gonna grab my food and then we'll watch this. Mate, cheeky Uber fucking delivery guy. When this is all for you. Fucking tipped him. Anyway, let's watch this. So Angry Joe's show, he's like, you know, he loves Superman. And, you know, from Henry Cavill coming back to Henry Cavill getting fired or, you know, let go or whatever, his reactions have just been perfect. And he's a hardcore Superman fan, and I love his channel. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he thinks of the new Superman Lois Lane. David Corrin Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan.
Okay, guys, I have heard the news. Everybody has been telling me, stop everything, Joe, because James Gunn has announced the new Superman. I said, no, shut up. It's too early. And what is it? It's let's look at the new Superman. And it is Jonah Hill. Fuck!
The new Superman is Jonah Hill. Fuck!
Who's Superman?
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Come on.
All right, here we go. It is...
Oh my god, this is actually his first time finding out. Like, live reaction. No way.
It is...
Did it work?
David Corrin Sweat has been cast as the new Super... That looks like a young Henry Cavill! Am I crazy?
That's what they're going for?
That looks like a young Henry...
He's not crazy, by the way. It does. I'm sorry. Like, he does look like a young Henry Cavill. But I know he's not just going to give the same performance as Henry Cavill. Like, it's fine to say he looks like Henry Cavill. It really is. I don't think there's a problem with that at all.
Henry Cavill. Oh my. Look, he's a handsome guy. There's no doubt about it. And... But... Okay. Handsome. He looks... You know what? I don't hate it. He looks... Okay. Okay, I could see him. What has he been in? Well, we need to... What is his acting? Let's get his acting. You know what he's been in?
I don't know.
Joe, what has he been
I only
in?
know one.
What is it?
Hollywood on Netflix and Pearl. Sequel to X.
Pearl.
Okay, we'll look it up.
That's the only thing I know, because
Yeah.
everything else is TV
Pearl.
and stuff.
Pearl. Oh, that's right. I have seen Pearl. There's the boyfriend dude, the projection is. Let's see one. For a young Superman.
Pearl killed Superman.
That's no Man of Steel.
God damn it, Pearl.
Get out of here, Superman.
That's not Superman. You know, I actually can
Trigger warning. Fake blood.
totally see it. He's even got that Superman mustache that they need to CGI out.
Oh,
That's
God,
I got some
no,
more Pearl here. More
no,
Pearl.
No.
You're scaring me, Pearl.
All right, looks a little different here.
It's all about the angles. It's all about the angles.
Why did I have to put that song? Yeah.
Fucking TikTok or YouTube Shorts, basically the same thing. So it is announced, James Gunn, straight from his mouth himself, accurate. They are not only both incredible actors, but also, it's Lois Lane? Lois Lane, Rachel Brosnahan.
What has she been in, Alex?
I don't know.
Marvelous Ms. something. Marvelous Ms. Mabel on Amazon.
Marvel.
Like shit.
Let's see if we can see anything here. Oh, you know what? I just throw in the name and boom, maybe put it up on YouTube. Yeah, so it's okay. Yeah. Sure. But again, I don't understand why we had to go with a young Superman, a Superman at the Daily Planet, a Superman learning the ropes. Nobody wants to see that. And he says, no, it's not an origin story. Motherfucker,
But look at how many
if he's gonna
Batman
learn the
ones.
ropes, if he's gonna go to the Daily Planet and get a job, if he's learning his powers, that's goddamn motherfucking. See, I type in. Let's type in the other guy's name. What's his name? David. Yeah, Corin Sweat. Sweet. We need to learn his name for sure as a Superman fan. Let's see here.
You feel like you're going through the motions, right? Maybe it's weird to drive a happy.
I don't know. He gives the impression. Oh,
It was like there was something somewhere.
oh, so he was already on a short list some 2 weeks ago.
That's. I held my
I think he was a front runner. There was like 3 choices that were gonna make.
every time.
God, he looks very similar to like that Henry Cavill, that chiseled jaw, the hair. He's got the hair. He's got the look. I'm not disappointed. I think good choice. Good choice. But again, like I said, I would have rather have seen a veteran Superman or a older Superman. So this guy is 29?
Yes.
Yeah, 29.
I get that. I do. I get the whole thing about, like, why are we sort of seeing Superman learning and everything. But that's when the characters are the best, is when they're making mistakes and all that good stuff. I don't know.
Henry Cavill is 39.
40.
No, 39. Don't you do that to Henry? Is he 40? He's 40. 40 this year or something. Okay. Well, whatever. Like I said, I don't care. I want a more experience, but we're going younger, I guess, so that he can get multiple movies out of him before he starts to have to go to Kingdom Come. What I really, really hope for is that Henry is not out completely and can come back for a Kingdom Come film, like put some what is it, salt and pepper in his hair.
Do you think
if
you're Henry, you like, nah, man, I'm tired of this back and forth?
No, for sure, Henry is like that. You're jacking around the guy the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
He's
like, you're
pissed.
coming back. It's like, no, you're not. It's like, maybe we'll bring you back. It's like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm gonna work on something.
I can totally see that, but I think time heals wounds. So in 10 years, in whatever, if we want, and money. That's right. Remember Batman for fucking Christian Bale? He's like, I'm not doing it again. Beep, beep, beep. Dumping all that money in front. He's like, all right, yeah, sure. So
fine, I guess I'll do it.
I guess I'll do it. So this is it. I'm happy. I'm actually happy with both those castings. I am worried about the concept, the idea, the Daily Planet thing, the learning the ropes thing, the young Superman thing. He did say no origin story, but I'm still sus on that. What do you guys think?
I'm hoping they kind of do like an old school kind of thing with Christopher Reeves, like the way he did Clark Kent.
Yes.
Like
I
nerdy,
want-
kind of goofy, like that.
Clark nerdy, goofy.
But again, like
I want
think
way
it's
more
a
Superman than Clark, though, man. That shit is played out for me because I don't know. Christopher Reeve did that so well, and
Nobody
multiple
else
movies
has.
of that.
Yeah, nobody else really has.
Nobody really has done
like
the
maybe you
goofy
could do
part.
both.
Because it's cringe, don't you think? I don't know.
That's it.
You want to see more of that?
Yeah.
Okay. More Clark, less Superman.
No.
That's fucked up, Joe.
A little bit of both, obviously.
All right. What do you think, Alex?
I think it looks fine. I mean, I like Henry Cavill a lot. I don't know him, but I like him a lot. But I didn't mind anywhere near as much as when he got, I didn't like that they fucked with him on a personal level. That sucks.
Yeah.
But if they're like, hey, they want to go younger, that was no sweat off my back. I was fine
figured
with
they
it.
would've.
Like, it's been so long. We're old. We remember the old Superman movies. This generation of moviegoers don't.
Perfect.
Like, honestly,
Perfect.
they've seen the first time they probably ever saw that was in The Flash, if they even watched it, and
Yeah.
no one watched it. So it's like if they're going back for that hopeful.
I'm liking Alex's talk here because he's so right. Like, audiences have moved on from Christopher Reeve, but to Joe's point, though, is that I think it is interesting learning the ropes at the Daily Planet. I haven't really seen in film, anyway. I haven't really watched the TV show, so I won't know if this is a thing, but I think you could do something really interesting, like him being a reporter for the Daily Planet, doing investigations and everything, but also trying to be Superman at the same time. I think that's a really interesting concept, and I think Gunn is going to knock it out of the park if that is the storytelling he's going for, like integrating and being the mild-mannered reporter. All I'm saying is that David Corenswet can't look brilliant as Clark Kent. He has to look like a massive nerd. That's my only consideration. Oh, that hairline. So yeah.
Superman, if they want to get away from galactic level threats and they want to ease them into that and go, look, the real conflict with this Superman film is a combination of, you know, the Clark stuff and with some other things going on and how to balance it.
Yeah.
That's not a bad formula. So I think if, you know, James
There's
Gunn,
your Clark, Joe.
James Gunn would be on the short list of directors where I think maybe that guy could pull it off if he's going to start with this thing. If he has a long plan and this isn't something he's going to make one movie and cut, it makes sense to me that he went younger. He wants to do 10 years worth of movies with this guy, get him in a hard contract saying, if you want to be Superman, I've got you for 5 films, three Superman films, and then 2 ones where you're in as well. So it's like, I get where he's coming for it, and I'm just glad that he looks the part.
Don't forget the video games. That's your Superman in DC Studios video games. That's your Superman in animation. That's your Superman in TV and film. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, he's going to need to bulk up a little bit, which is totally possible. We've all seen Henry Cavill do it.
The Hollywood workouts.
Yeah, because there's not his body there. But if his body hits that, then boom, you got it, man. So, okay. We're ready. Joe, big question. Trunks, no trunks? This trunks right here looks pretty good.
Well,
I want trunks.
I wonder what they're
go
going to
back
go
to that
with.
classic.
Yeah, if they're going to go with the classic, maybe a little bit of spice it up.
That whole Clark and Superman. You want?
I'm definitely pro trunk. Definitely. Do it. Cowards.
You don't know where on the outside look?
Little trunks.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed
That's
to it.
classic Soups. I want trunks. I'm not going to be upset when there's no trunks, but I want trunks. So, okay. I didn't expect that news today, and honestly, you know, I still mourn for the potential that we could have had with Henry and all that, but you know, that shit is dead and gone now. It's time to
It's nice to hear someone just accept it, and I have accepted it. I accepted Christian Bale not being Batman anymore after The Dark Knight Rises. You can get over Henry Cavill not being Superman, especially when he doesn't want to work with that company anymore and those people. So
to put that to bed. We can always mention how they fucked around Henry and how it might have been cool and maybe Kingdom Come and all this other stuff, but I am definitely going to give James Gunn a chance. And like Alex said, there was a short list of directors. One of them was like the Kingsman director, forget that guy's name. He was going to potentially do Superman. James Gunn was another one that I thought could do it, but he was like, I don't know Superman, or I don't want to do Superman. Then I guess he was lying out of his teeth because he was already working on a project, or eventually decided, no, I will do Superman. So it's all about the writing. And what I've seen from James Gunn is he's got great comedy, great quirkiness. So I think maybe, I see what Joe is saying with the Clark. He might actually be able to nail Clark without the cringe.
Yeah.
I think James Gunn went on record saying, you know, he's always felt like an outsider when he was younger and everything, and especially working through his career. So the fact the director/writer is going to interject a bit of him into this version of the character is really, really interesting. And I think it's going to hit home for a lot of people. I felt like a loner when I was a teenager. I obviously wasn't. I had families and friends. But, you know, when you're younger and everything, and you feel a bit like an alien to the world and everything. And I think that's what Gunn is going to do brilliantly. He's just going to knock it out of the fucking park with the characterization of Superman. But I do think Lois Lane is actually James Gunn's biggest challenge, because they have to make Lois Lane important and integral to like the story, to Superman. I don't want them getting together at the end. I want it to be a slow transition of them figuring each other out, not quite being 100% sure. I really I'm so sorry. I hate to bring it up again. But my problem... My problem with the Amy Adams portrayal, Lois Lane, is just there was no fucking fireworks between them. Even that looks fake as shit. But there was no chemistry. Like, it was just kind of like, we'll say our lines to each other. I didn't see what she saw in him, and I don't know what he saw in her. That was my problem with these two. And then obviously you've got Brandon Routh and whoever played Lois Lane in that, I forget her name, sorry. There was zero chemistry there because they cast her first on Kevin Spacey's recommendation. Piece of shit, paedophile, sexual abuser, cunt. And then they didn't do a chemistry read really. But Amy Adams, fantastic actor, really. Arrival, American Hustle, Enchanted, Disenchanted. Great actor, just not the right Lois Lane for this Superman anyway. But with Rachel Brosnahan, and you know, Gunn is so 100% with his castings, to be honest. Maybe 98-97% with his castings. But that chemistry read with those two had to be electrifying for him to announce the new Superman Lois. So yeah.
And more of the charming kind of bumbling Clark. But will he get those action scenes done right? Are we going to get plenty of Superman? Or are we going to get more TV Superman where he's in normal street clothes and he's doing all this other bullshit and not enough Soup's, power? I guess we won't know that until they announce the villain, right? We don't know the villain. We know Lois, so there's got to be time for a love story. James Gunn is like, okay, I need to bring in the female audience. I think he did hit it with that guy. He's a handsome guy.
I think James Gunn likes to do odd villains, like the Suicide Squad, and then just kind of bring them to life and give them emotion. And there's a comic book CBR report of the oddest villains. Oh, this thing was creepy, man.
Younger guy, so bringing in the girls. Got the attractive Lois Lane, so there will be a love story. That's fine. I want it. If you're gonna bring Soups, you need Lois. And
we need to bring back phone booths.
Phone
There's
booths.
no phone booth. He's gonna hide behind a cell phone.
He's gonna change.
He's gonna
That's
hide
where he
behind a
changes.
cell phone, or what? In the
I don't know where
public
else he's gonna
restrooms.
change
So yeah. All right, guys. Well, positive. I don't hate the casting, and to be perfectly honest, I was a little worried about the casting. So the fact that this time I just let go, I was like, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna take brain power for it. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's just gonna hit me in the face, and it's gonna be either really bad or really good. That shit hit me in the face, and it was good. And he hasn't even worn the suit yet. Wait until he bulks up and wears the suit.
Shiny suit.
If you still aren't convinced, wait till he bulks up and wears the suit. I think it'll look good.
Tim Burton suit. I want to see him in the Tim Burton suit.
Yeah, there you go. No CGI. I don't want CGI. I want as little CGI as possible. Like that man. There's this post. Fuck. If I find it, I'll put it up. If I can't find it, then there's a post that says, Henry Cavill, they done this man dirty. He's becoming more and more CGI as things are going along, and it's just looked really, really bad. They freeze framed his shot in Flash. It looked even worse than I thought. They did that man dirty. All right. So
he gets the last laugh.
Morning.
That movie lost a ton of money.
He does. He did. He did get the last laugh. So morning for Henry, and now it's time for celebration of Superman and my Superman shirt's dirty. I gotta wash them at some point. This is as close as possible. All right, guys. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Oh, good points. Oh,
This
guys, if you don't watch Boba Talk stuff, it's great.
Okay, so let's go round.
What's my perks with Boba? Oh, his secret streams, yeah.
Okay, so let's go round to the castings for what we have so far. We have David Corenswet. We have Nicholas Hoult. My personal preference would be shave his hair off, make him legs. David Corenswet takes the cake. Now, do I see her as Lois? This is the thing. She's 27, you know, not too far behind David Corenswet there. And I will keep referring to him because I think he's my front runner. If I was a casting director for this, out of the list of names I've got so far, David Corenswet would be my choice right now. I do think Rachel, standing side by side with David Corenswet here, I can imagine her being Lois, him being Clark/Superman, and having a scene together. Now,
It's so funny because Boba replied to me when the chemistry pairings came out. Because he was like, but David and Rachel, because obviously Emma Mackey, who I fully supported becoming Lois Lane, was the only one doing the readings with the other Supermen. And he, Boba put, but David and Rachel. I put hard disagree. He posted that. And I said, it's got to be David and Emma. It's got to be. It's such gun casting. And then obviously when the news came out, I put, you win this time, boy.
somewhat on the opposing side there. I really want David Corenswet out of these front runners here going into this screen test very, very soon to be the one who comes out on top as Superman. There's something about David Corenswet, man. I can easily imagine him saying the whole, you know, Miss Lane, will you fly with me? It's just, there's something about his energy. I think for me, Rachel Brosnahan brings the most talent to the role. You might disagree with me there. I feel like
please say it cuts to a hard shot of him like
chemistry from what I can imagine.
It has to.
You have to trust James Gunn as well with the casting for his movie. My top wish list: Corenswet and Brosnahan. I can see it already in my head, but let me know your combination. So yesterday I uploaded this video covering the Hollywood Reporter's article about the test screenings for Superman and Lois, the predetermined pairings of Emma Mackey and Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan and Nicholas Hoult, and they did talk about how maybe there would be a decision this week.
Boba does really good. Boba, sorry, does really good videos.
It to be
he does them really quick as well.
Around 15 minutes after the actual castings were revealed. Some of you were like, oh, delete it, but I thought it was kind of funny uploading a video covering, yes, the test screenings, but you seeing my thoughts going into those test screening pairings that were revealed to us from the Hollywood Reporter. And as usual, I was pining after Rachel Brosnahan and David Corenswet to get the roles. So let's go through the Hollywood Reporter's newest article that I couldn't get to yesterday and see what they've got to say, and then we'll go over some other little bits of bonus information and just break this down as a whole, because if you couldn't tell, I am over the moon. Superman Legacy finds leads with David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan. Honestly, I'm so happy right now. The duo will...
Bastard! How? Emma Mackey was right there. I just scared the shit out of my cat. She's not happy. She wanted Emma.
Star as Clark Kent and Lois Lane in James Gunn's film. James Gunn has found his Superman and Lois Lane after a lengthy search. David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan will star in Superman Legacy, the film that will launch DC's new universe under writer-director Gunn and his DC Studios co-boss Peter Safran. Corenswet and Brosnahan were among 6 actors who vied for the lead roles, with Gunn filming screen tests over the June 17th weekend, with Nicholas Hoult and Tom Brittney also in contention to play Superman/Clark Kent, and Emma Mackey and Phoebe Dynevor in the running for the Daily Planet reporter Lois Lane. And, you know, just to interject here, I of course do feel bad for those who didn't get it. I assume, you know, when you are an actor, you do get used to this, but at the same time, we're only human.
Oh, she was right there, man. But the more I thought about it, Rachel Brosnahan is probably the right choice, because my partner watches Marvelous Miss Maisel. That's finished now. And to kind of jump from a show that has been really successful, she's won multiple Emmys, I think, just for that show. Dee Dee! Sorry, my cat being a twat. But I spoke to my partner more about it and said, yeah, Rachel Brosnahan's got it. And she was like, I could see it. But, you know, my partner made a good point. Like, these two, because they've been in very sort of, from the 40s to the 60s sort of settings in TV shows and film, could they be potentially be basing this Superman, this film, on its own, in that period, in like the 30s or 40s or whatever, when the comics came out? I think that would be very interesting if the DC universe is based in that old time, because it really is different from what we've seen in Marvel. You know, a lot of Marvel films, they're in the current timeline of their release, apart from like Captain Marvel, Captain America, you know, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, mainly it's I think that's a good call. Apparently there was a Superman script, the J.J. Abrams Superman film that was being written. DC says that if a Superman movie, it's going to be an Elseworlds. So like sorry, I can't pronounce this man's name. Ta-Nehisi Coates Superman movie is made. It's going to be an Elseworlds. That's what DC has said. Back in 2021, it was reported that We Were 8 Years in Power author was penning a new Superman script described as a 20th century period piece that would revolve around a black version of the Man of Steel. So a 20th century period piece. I mean, but apparently Warner Brothers weren't quite happy with that. But apparently if it does get made, it'll be an Elseworlds project, which I like. I really want DC films not to be connected. I don't want this connected to a DC universe. I just don't see any point in it. Like, The Flash has made just about its budget at the box office, which is connected to a DC universe, and then it restarts it. It doesn't, but apparently it restarts it. But audiences like going to see movies where they don't have to watch 25 TV shows and 100 films. So why is DC not taking that opportunity to go, do you know what, we're not going to do a cinematic universe, we're going to do in-universe films. So we'll do TV shows spinning off from Superman Legacy. They're doing TV shows spinning off from The Batman, and they're expanding that world even bigger. I think from The Batman Part 2, that's when it goes boom. Like, they do in-universes with the films. Superman Legacy, you could do exactly the same. You could do spin-off TV shows, animations, based in this world, and I think it's such a missed opportunity, but Warner Brothers don't like it, so yeah.
And if you get past all of the actors who sent in the self-tapes, and you get to the actual screen testing role where they're putting hair and makeup on you, the actual costumes of Clark Kent, maybe some archived suits of Superman, you're vibing with the chemistry of those who are going up for Lois Lane, you're that freaking close and you don't get it, that must really sting. We'll reflect over some of the actors a bit more in a second. So few roles are as coveted or come with as much pressure as Superman. That's doubly true in the current landscape, as Cornsweet will anchor a new universe as DC attempts to reinvent itself after a streak of misses. But skipping past a little bit more of this history lesson here, they go on to say Superman Legacy has a release date of July 11th, 2025, with Gunn expecting to film early next year. The casting search will now continue for characters such as Lex Luthor and the superheroes The Authority, who are expected to debut in Legacy before toplining their own film, which is why I, by the way, again to interject here, do recommend checking out my video yesterday still, because I cover the previous Hollywood Reporter report in where they go over how there's a shortlist for Lex Luthor and two of the actors on that list, on top of Nicholas Hoult, originally being sought after for Lex Luthor, even though he put his hat in the ring for Clark Kent / Superman, is none other than Bill and Alexander Skarsgård, both wanted for the role of Lex Luthor. So do check that out, because I spew a lot of thoughts about that. And who knows, like, is it going to be one of them? Could it be Nicholas Hoult? Does he kind of still want to be like, hey, I tried out for Clark Kent but didn't get it, so hey, do you still maybe want me for Lex Luthor? Because I've been saying this whole time, ever since we've heard any of these names, who could be sought after for Clark, Lois, or Lex. I've been saying, no offense to Nicholas Hoult, I can kind of feel some Clark energy, but overall, if I was a casting director, my intuition would be saying, you can play a brilliant Lex Luthor. Legacy marks a massive career shift for Corrin Sweat, not only being #1 on the call sheet of a studio film for the first time, but doing so as one of pop culture's most enduring heroes. The actor first broke out in Ryan Murphy's series The Politician, which was followed by a starring turn in another Murphy-backed Netflix series, Hollywood. Other credits include HBO Max series We Own This City and A24 horror sequel Pearl. Up next is the Apple series Lady in a Lake and Twister sequel Twisters. So yeah, Corrin Sweat, this is a absolutely life-changing thing for him. Now, David Corrin Sweat is a talented actor, has great training behind him, graduating from Juilliard and everything. It's just he's been in a couple of things, but he's not ever properly broken out, if you know what I mean. Like, he's definitely out there in the Hollywood landscape of, okay, you've done a couple of things, but no way by any means is he like a big star. But all of that changes now, so he is soaring to new heights, quite literally. Now, Rachel Brosnahan has a lot more credentials, I guess you could say. I mean, even as the Hollywood Reporter says here, Brosnahan is an Emmy and Golden Globe winner for her acclaimed series The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She rose to prominence with House of Cards, which earned her an Emmy nomination, and I am absolutely over the moon with these two. Like, without trying to run around in circles so much, and I know I played the clips earlier, but I've been saying, like, and I know we all have our different opinions, and that's fine. I'm not shutting anyone's opinions down. But when I saw Emma Mackey, I was like, look, I think she's a very talented actor. I can kind of see it, just like Nicholas Hoult. Like, I'm not closing my mind off to trying to imagine them in the shoes of these characters, Lois and Clark. But with Corrin Sweat, I just felt like Emma Mackey wasn't necessarily the right fit. Now, I don't know what it is, but I feel like David Corrin Sweat, even though he's 29, he looks more similar in age to that of Rachel Brosnahan. Like, they look like a picture-perfect couple. Now, Emma Mackey, to me, even though, ironically to say here, she's closer to David Corrin Sweat's age, she just gave across too much of a somewhat younger role to me. And I don't know if it's just because I got Sex Education stuck in my head with Emma Mackey, and yes, I have seen her in other things, but it was hard to imagine her. And yes, I can still imagine her beyond that of a high schooler, for crying out loud. Yes, I'm aware that actors in Sex Education aren't actually high school age, but do you see what I mean? It's hard for me to picture Emma Mackey as this springy, assertive, somewhat seasoned reporter Lois Lane next to Corrin Sweat. I'm not saying she can't play Lois. I'm saying that the somewhat Lois that would somewhat mirror Corrin Sweat's look. Whereas Brosnahan, and I hope I'm making sense here, Rachel Brosnahan, she does very much so, when paired with David Corrin Sweat, really give off that seasoned reporter. I mean, to be fair, we don't know how seasoned she will be in the Superman Legacy movie. For all I know, she's only been working there for like 2 years. But I do feel like Brosnahan gives off a bit more of like the springing, aspiring, wanting to really get her name out there in Metropolis and possibly worldwide news with her Daily Planet reporting. Whereas with Emma Mackey, or while I can see a Lois, it's almost like a, you know, if you were to show Rachel Brosnahan's Lois, but a few years before, a bit more younger. That's who I would say is Emma Mackey. If they were doing Superman and Lois in the mid-20s or maybe a bit younger, I feel like Emma Mackey works. But Corrin Sweat, Rachel Brosnahan, they have a bit more of a older look to them. Not that I think they're too much of an older look. Again, I really don't know if I'm communicating or articulating well, but bottom line to me, out of all of them, it just felt like, yeah, Rachel Brosnahan and David Corrin Sweat look like the journalist Lois Lane and the somewhat emerging Superman, albeit we don't have too many details on David Corrin Sweat's Superman. We just know it's not an origin story, but at the same time, my theory is that he hasn't got like mad respect in the world. People know about this Superman. This is why I say about the reverse Kingdom Come situation, where Superman might butt heads with how people are already doing the hero thing out there, like the Authority, the somewhat anti-esque heroes, but he might set the new example, whereas Kingdom Come, it's kind of in reverse. Like, Superman goes away, new age heroes come in, they don't do things by the book at all, Superman comes back and is just like, what are you doing? Imagine that in reverse. I think that's what could be happening with Superman and then backdoor piloting these Authority characters going into the Authority movie. Now, what's interesting to read here is, I believe in an interview in 2019 with Entertainment Weekly, he said, "But my pie-in-the-sky ambition is definitely to play Superman. I would love to see somebody do an upbeat, throwback take on Superman. I love the Henry Cavill dark and gritty take, but I would love to see the next one be very bright and optimistic." And I do agree there, and I think that is what is happening with Gunn's Superman. I think some people are worried that they're going to go full-on Donner, and it's going to be constantly Superman with a big smile on his face rescuing a cat from the tree and being like, there you go, and then flying away. Look, they're not going to do that. I think there's going to be a happy medium.
I think it'll be
It's
an
just that with Man of
optimistic
Steel,
Superman,
as much as
definitely.
I love Man of Steel, one of my favorite DCEU movies, and Zack Snyder's take, all while Henry Cavill himself as Clark, as Superman, still gave off those Superman vibes, insanely so, and was optimistic himself. The general tone and mood that was even there from the very inception of the character and the situation that he had to deal with Zod and everything, and the way we saw that character unfold, did have a bit more of a dark and gritty take. I don't think there's really any denying that. And actually, what we did hear from Henry Cavill is that in the future after this, but after the Black Adam cameo, and when we had Henry Cavill sit down and talk literally about the Superman movie that is very early in development, he was literally heading towards this direction anyway. He himself wanted to get into what David Corenswet is saying here with more of a bright and optimistic one. You can literally see Henry Cavill sit down and be interviewed talking about this. So it does seem that's naturally what we're going back to. I think there's going to be a happy medium there with the vision, the direction, even the cinematography, how every part of the filmmaking plays into elevating a little bit more of a baseline Superman that we got in the very, very origin of the character. But again, without going full send into constant cheesiness and smiling and hello Miss Lane and then flying away. Oh, is your cat in the tree? Oh, I'm gonna fly him back to you. Oh, do you need some help? Oh, you know, it's not gonna be constantly like that. But in other news, but somewhat related, I need to give a shout out to this Twitter user here by the name of Canal B, saying a Superman reboot starring David Corenswet as Superman and Rachel Brosnahan and Lois Lane. Let it be linked to Matt Reeves' Batman franchise.
Even that would work for me. That would work perfectly, I think, anyway, but yeah.
Not directly, just in the same universe, albeit the latter isn't true. A Superman reboot starring David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Tweeted December 1st, 2020. My God. My God. Can somebody get this man freaking predicting all the DCU castings right now? But let's talk about Nicholas Hoult for a second. I mean, let's not pretend as well at the same time that other actors haven't got this as well.
That's got to be a
but
back
a lot of
date.
people were talking about how, as I mentioned earlier, he was in the testing for Robert Pattinson's Batman. He even said here, of course, Holt said when asked if he would have liked to have played Bruce Wayne / Batman, I'm sure if you ask most people, they'll tell you
there's no way.
they'd want to portray that role. I think Matt Reeves' ideas were fantastic and he made a brilliant movie. And I also think that Robert Pattinson did an amazing job with the character. And I loved seeing him in it. So I don't think I would have done as good a job as him ultimately. I don't think I could have fit as well into the world that Matt created as Rob did. When they tell you for the first time that it's not you, it's painful. But then you have to accept it as a normality. I think that's probably a strength of mine as an actor as well. I can accept that they didn't cast me pretty well, and when I see the chosen actor doing a great job and I enjoy it and it's good, I'm like, oh yeah, they made the right choice. They knew what they were doing. So it's not like I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it now. It's a good movie and Rob is brilliant in it. So fair enough to him there, and it's the exact same situation with Superman Legacy. And I assume he's going to feel the same way. It's painful at first, but when he sees Corenswet in the role, he's like, well, I'm so glad that they chose him because look how amazing hopefully that is, right? But I am insistent that please can this man get a role in the DCU. I understand that he wanted to be Batman. I understand that he put his hat in the ring for Superman. He almost got both of them because he made it that far, right? Technically speaking. But again, he was wanted, as per the Hollywood Reporter article that I went over in yesterday's video. Sources say there is also a shortlist for villain Lex Luthor. Siblings Alexander and Bill Skarsgård have been mentioned as being on it, and it's not clear whether Holt, who was initially wanted for the part before deciding to try for Kent / Superman, would put himself in the running again. So is he going to put himself in the running again? And obviously that still doesn't guarantee him the role of Lex Luthor, even though he was wanted for the role initially on the shortlist.
I think it's Bill Skarsgård. I think Bill Skarsgård is going to be Lex Luthor. Because it was rumoured he was being sorted out for a role a couple of weeks ago.
Because there's other people on the shortlist. Again, apparently here, Alexander and Bill Skarsgård. So, you know, God, if he put himself in the running again, what if he gets turned down again, even for Lex Luthor? But I can see him being a Green Lantern in a Lantern show. I can, like, Nicholas Hoult is a very talented actor. I unfortunately never really saw him as Clark Kent Superman. Neither did James Gunn, but he can and would be a magnificent contribution to and would do great service to a character in the DCU.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets it. I hope he doesn't kind of look at this comic book business now that he's tried out in roles for as like, oh, I'm not going to bother anymore, because I know he could breathe such good life into a character. But let me
need to look at this list again. Actually, it's who did it? Was it Heroes Reforged?
There we have it, guys. We have our new Superman, our new Lois Lane of the DC universe that is coming our way in a couple of years' time. I honestly, I know I've already said it, but I couldn't be more happy with this casting. Once again, when we first heard those names, I looked at the list, and the two people that stood out most to me was Brosnahan and Cornsweat. And there they are. DCU Chapter 1 and DCU Chapter 2 is a 10-year plan. I mean, obviously, it could go on for longer after that, if successful. Will it even get to the 10 years? We're going to have to wait and see. But these could be the two faces, and are intended to be the two faces of Superman and Lois Lane for a very long time. I apologize I didn't get this video out sooner, but again, I knew that we might get an announcement soon. I knew that another trade, or the same trade, as I said in yesterday's video, would be most like...
Yeah, so like... Just line that up properly. So this is from Heroes Reforged. That was a fucking lie. Blue Beetle, Aquaman. Which way is it? Is it Blue Beetle first? No shit. Aquaman 2 comes out December. That'll be pushed. T-Titans go. DC Elseworlds. Yeah, we know. Don't worry. Look at this. I am nervous with Batman the Brave and the Bold. I am. It's just a given. It's just like... Is it going to be good? I mean, Machete did an alright job with the Flash, with the Batman stuff, but I am a bit nervous. I don't know if I want to go see Indiana Jones tomorrow. Might give it a while. Maybe. Bam bam. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Hasbro Black Series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader. Fucking yes, please. I've already got the Darth Vader from Obi-Wan Kenobi, but that can go with my original trilogy figures. Oh, let's go for a nap in a minute, guys. Very tired. Go. Doesn't seem to be any more news today. DC is ruined without Snyder. DC without Snyder. True story. Snyder ruined the DC brand. DC without Snyder. It's funny because he still technically did this film. Yeah, baby. That surprises me, actually. Joker, yeah. Flash, yeah. I mean, it's still doing well. Aquaman, 94% Peacemaker, Superman the movie, and then what we got? Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises, Batman Mask of the Phantasm. I need to watch that actually. And Batman Returns. True story. Warner Brothers UK. Check out this poster for Blue Beetle flying into cinemas August 18th. I need to check what I'm doing August 18th. I don't think I'm working. Nope, I'm off work. Huh. This looks so sick! It is cool. I'll save that for a future video. Yeah, that's what we want.
No, he's the Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom is the greatest single character in the entire MCU, bar none. He's the first character to ever have a substantive backstory that we could understand and that gives context both in the old traditional Cold War minor state kind of idea and also as someone who really got disfigured, got his family taken from him, and then takes all that, takes his skill, has the wounds, has to wear the mask, and continues on to do what he did. The Fantastic Four suck, right? They suck, full stop. They're sort of like Marvel's first attempt to make a group, and they suck, right? That's why the X-Men rule and Fantastic Four suck. However, the Fantastic Four birthed the Skrulls and they birthed Dr. Doom. So while they suck, they also gave rise to the greatest two villain groups and single villain.
Damn.
Ever. Now, you can keep anyone else. Give me Dr. Doom against anyone because Victor suffers and you will now suffer. You know, that's why it's a no-brainer. Give me Victor Von Doom. Give me the success from that lame ass.
He just turned into fucking Director Krennic.
Group of like, flame on.
What do people do to him? Ugh. See, that would be a dream of mine, is like opening up a comic book shop but make it really cool, and this place looks amazing. I'd love to do that. Oh. Some test screenings for Five Nights at Freddy's have happened, and they are good but not great. It was praised for the animatronics and practical effects. Also, the performances and characters got praise and decent scares, but the only criticism was that the plot was a little messy. Aren't they fucking always with horror films?
The fuck up. The source is that I made it the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know, the latest trailer didn't get me. Animatronics though look fucking beautiful, I have to admit. I don't know what else to do. There's no more news. Like, there usually be news coming out about 3 o'clock in the world. Oh, but there's not. This is why Harrison Ford is a massive W. Anthony Mackie on filming with Harrison Ford for Captain America Brave New World. He's everything a movie star should be. He would say, let's shoot this piece of shit. And everybody was like, yeah, let's shoot this shit. I don't think that's what you meant, Anthony. Oh, fuck. That's funny. Yeah, it's pretty kick-ass. I'm struggling with my weight at the moment, and I can't. I have the motivation. I'm really hungover today. I just want to chill. Tomorrow I'm gonna go for a run, or do some weights or something. Something with my fucking life. Yeah. It's true. That's true. Am I following Gus? No, I'm not. Gus is kind of hit and miss for me, but... It did. No. Dune Part 2 doesn't look like the most epic film. Oppenheimer does. God, Margot Robbie. She doesn't look real there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Where the 6:45, July 20th. What seat are they in? K9 and 10. Alright. Need to find where the cinema is. Get K8. Sit next to Margot and explain to her what's going on in the film, because that's what I should do as a man.
Scene 1, take 1. Mark.
What?
Yes!
No way!
Yes!
Mickey, give me one more chance. Yeah, that describes me right now. That's Biggie Smalls. I got pied last night. I'm sorry.
Oh dear God.
Oh!
Yeah.
Win! Be there!
Ah! Yeah, right.
I think this is the kid that did the Lego in
Spider-Man!
Spider-Verse.
Spot? That's the dorkiest villain. He's like a Looney Tunes
Wait a
character.
minute. Maybe that's an idea.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse villain.
Why don't you watch the movie then?
Ooh.
How about that? And find out who it is.
Beep. Yeah, that's Inglewood for you. Yeah, son, word, come find us. I actually have a video of like 10 different people describing me, and pretty much all of them use the word driven, so.
Oh my gosh!
Hi, Gwen. What's up?
Who does that? Who involves in it? Who indulges in this?
Apparently, I think Jim used to have it a lot as a kid, didn't you?
As a kid, so what happened? Who did that to you?
My dad.
That's so cool. That is so fucking cool. Oh, this dude. Oh, amazing. Talented. 14 years old. Fuck me. Gotta go far. Gonna go so far, man. Fucking love talent. Uh-oh. Better have this before Dial of Destiny. Right, I'm gonna call it a day. I've had a lot of fun streaming. That went a bit over. 15 minutes till the 3-hour mark, but hey. What murder? Oh wow, he kills a lot of people, dude. Fucking hell. Sorry, I talk about Dune. Have I got any new stuff to show you? I mean, I'm surprised how much I like this. This is the Batfleck, the Flash Bat Cycle. It's really cool. I really like it. Whee! So I got that. Getting dusty already. Along with the other stuff. But it stands up on its own, which I really like as well. It stands up on its own, which I really like. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a nap. I'm gonna watch Secret Invasion Ep 2, 1 and 2, and then tidy up the house. And yeah, but that's been a fun stream. Hopefully, get some content out of it. I'll do that later tonight. But yeah, having a good day. Hungover. I think I'm cured now. Just need the nap, and then I'll wake up and I'll be like, I'm ready to clean the house. Ugh. My cat. I think my cat wants a cuddle as well, so I better go cuddle her in a minute. Cuddle wee wee wee. Cuddle wee wee wee. It's great. Just to kind of finish off, even though no one's here, I do want to get this camera. I've kind of decided. I think it's oh, where is it? It's the oh yeah, oh right, yeah, link. It's this one. I'm just making sure my postcode's not in it, because that usually happens. Oh, it's out of stock at Curry's. Haha. It's this one. It's the Insta360 Link 4K Ultra HD webcam. It's been out for a while, and it's just gone out of stock again. But it's fucking good, man. I'm using the Logitech C920 at the moment, and for some reason, just over time, it's just got worse. Like, this used to be a really good camera when I first bought it. I think I got the footage somewhere of me buying it, well, using it for the first time. But this is a really nice camera. Oh, yeah. Tats. It'd just be easier if just someone just posted a test video. I don't like all these. Oh, does this look good? Like, just fucking film it and then post it on its own.
The footage you're looking at right now comes out of a USB webcam. It's called the Insta360 Link, and you probably heard a lot about it. It came out a couple months ago, and a ton of people made videos about it. It's basically a DJI Osmo Pocket, but in the form of a webcam, so it can track your face, it can tilt and rotate, it has 4K 30, gesture controls, and if you're clever enough, you can even set it up so that your viewers can take control of the camera itself, a 30 or 1080p. And the camera will...
It doesn't look good here.
Set one for mine. So if you want to set up something like that, you can do that. There's also your...
Oh shit. Why does it look terrible?
This is the Insta360 Link. Is it the last webcam you ever need? We're gonna find out. If you look at the box, it looks like it's aimed at but it's impressive
See, that's
enough
better.
as it is already just with everything automatic and focus, autofocus, all of that. So far, it's looking good. So this also has functionality for gesture control. With
I don't
zoom.
care about
It's
that.
like YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, something like that, because it switches it into the vertical video format. And the way that it works is by...
What's amazing is that he's wobbling that tripod and desk so much. And it's staying
Instagram
steady.
Reels, something
Look.
like that, because it switches it into the vertical video format. And the way that it works is by moving the whole camera array in its gimbal to give you the full resolution in its vertical video mode, unlike just taking a regular video and cutting it vertical. It does it all natively.
Yeah.
As long as you turn that function on and then you go into OBS and you change the resolution to a vertical resolution like 1088 by 1920. And you can see the camera changed, and in OBS, as you can see me in here,
It's just so
everything's
good.
vertical
It's
at
really
the
good.
full resolution what this camera is capable of. And it's not going to track me, but if I hold my hand back up, I see the light on the camera bleed blue. Now I'm free to move along the frame, and it's going to follow me around. Look like that so much. You want to mount people, you would turn that mode off. Itself is about $400. So let's show you here. And also this will give you an example of the field of view that even something like with the sensor, that the APS-C crop sensor that's in this Sony camera has versus the half-inch sensor that's in the Insta360 Link. Now, you see me here like this. This is a 16mm lens and a crop sensor, so it's about 24mm full frame.
See, that guy looks better already than I do. Because like, if I...
equivalent field of view. There's a nice little bokeh. This is a result of
See,
the
he
f-stop
just
on it
looks
being all the way
better
down
than I
to
do.
1.4 on this
In looks as well, but just the camera sort of thing.
sensor of that size, get a nice little pleasing blurriness effect back here. And this is the Insta360 Link, and this is a thing that's common amongst all webcams. You can see everything
Oh,
behind
that wasn't
you
the
pretty
webcam.
well, and that's because it doesn't have the same kind of depth of field that real cameras do, and that's because the sensor size, as big as it is for a webcam, is still small compared to real cameras. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to get a really good looking image like you're seeing right now, but autofocus and on, so it's following me around, and I'll just turn it back off, and there we go. Motion blur in your movement, too much or too little can look a little weird and also mess with your brightness and stuff and how you look on the camera. Then we come back down here and you'll on that one. Let's just
I mean,
read what it
the
says
other
specifically,
option is the
after-
fucking Sony, whatever it is. Fucking hell. Let me get it up.
Videos turned on, the camera will search for faces in a small area and adjust for the best viewing angle. So this is taking more advantage of the gimbal that it has in order to make sure that a shot looks good, which is pretty powerful in of itself. You can also turn HDR on, but you have to be using a resolution lower than 4K, where this webcam is really designed to be used at. But in my experience in webcam usage, HDR is so whatever, play with it if you
Probably
want.
that.
But if it's not that great, don't
Sony
worry
Alpha
about it.
7
For
for Sony Alpha 7 III. That's without the lens, by the way. 1600. That's a fucking good camera, and apparently it doesn't overheat. But like, I've been shooting on, like, for a lot of my past videos, I've been shooting on the Fujifilm X-A7. Let's get a full screen actually. Why is it showing my information on screen? That's really annoying, man. That's the Fujifilm X-A7. Had it hooked up to the cam link, but mate, the quality is shit when it's on live recording, because the 4K is not processing when you're in preview mode. So this was originally there, but unfortunately, just over time, it's not been great. This microphone shit as well. The Rode mic is awful, unless I've done something wrong. But it's not great. So the Insta
versions
360
here.
seems
And
like the
I
way to
mentioned a
go,
second
but I'm
ago,
gonna keep
They
looking.
have added firmware updates. There's been updates that add functionality. The most recent one added that smart adjustment, like I mentioned, but it also added something for reconnecting to the previous position the camera was at. May have been a previous issue with the camera. If you unplug it, it will just face down and lock away, and then you plug it back in and it'll come back up, and it won't exactly be in the same position again. You have to apply a preset or use the gimbal control to get yourself back into frame properly. But with this new feature, through a firmware update, you unplug it and it will stay in the
fuck? Woman is going viral for burying her recently deceased mother in her backyard. I don't think that's wrong. I think that's fine.
No doubt he's still out at the grave.
Yeah, okay. It's the end now. I'm done. I'm done for the done for the live stream. I need to have a nap. Thank you for watching. Loved it. Not a lot of people joined today, but it's fine. It's Friday. People working, people busy. I couldn't wait till later on. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow night. Love you. Bye. 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 I'm ready to go. Okay, bye.